Hello, everybody. Huh. I'm having some technical difficulties, so hang tight for just a second. Trying to get this set up. I don't know what's going on with the computer this morning. However, welcome to my page or my channel, my channel. It's been a crazy week, guys. How is everybody doing? Looks like things are delayed, so not quite sure what's going on here. Hopefully it is good. Yeah. So anyway, I don't have anything saying it is not. So let's get going. You see me cut off. I apologize. Deeply apologize. So anyway, what we're here today is for the full moon, and I forgot my book. We're doing a little bit of astrology. We're doing a reading, and then as numerology comes into it, then definitely I'll go into that for you guys. All right, so I'm going to go through the signs really quickly. If you want your own personal reading for your sign, please look at the information below on how to get a hold of me. Yes, I do one-on-one, and it's done by donations. So if you want to do that. So I appreciate if you enjoy my channel to at least like or subscribe, which helps you know when I'm on live or when I'm not on live. I am going to be introducing a new deck today. It is going to be a fun deck. It is the Night Bearer Before Christmas. This is if you're into tarot reading. This is a fun deck. It also comes as a little gift pack. It has the where you can do a Celtic spread. It has a little pouch. It has a book. It even has a log thing. But this is done from Disney, so hopefully you can enjoy that. What if you're first time to my channel? What I do is I basically go through, this is divine guided. This is about your struggles, your challenges, what you're going to do with your struggles and your challenges, and how you get through them. I'm a healing tarot. I'm also a coach. So definitely help you through your struggles and your challenges, that kind of a thing. Transformational coach, to make it specific. So the way that I do mine, it resonates with some people. It doesn't. That's just tarot. Tarot is the resource. The cards are the resource. And the source is divine or the other side. So, and I go for divine. There are other sources out there that you have to be really careful of. So let's get started. This is about the full moon in Leo. So this is going to go from now, the full moon, until the new moon, which is, I think, the 20th. So these energies that you're going to be feeling is not only the full moon or the new moon. So if you study astrology, or if you look at astrology or anything of that nature, you're going to sort of see how the planets interact with each other along with the moon and the sun, because the sun and the moon are opposite of each other, and it's the way things move around and the energies. And it's amazing if you look at the planets and how they move, and you look at the history, say 40 years back or 80 years back. It's about every 40 or 50 years the cycle returns and does the same thing for a lot of the planets. So your energies will sort of repeat itself. So this is one of the things that you want to look at when you're looking at your full moon and your signs, whether it's a rising sign or your sign. Now, with this full moon, this may be you, or this may be somebody you know that you will be watching and seeing, because this full moon is really about, I hate to say it, and that's what I'll probably put in the title, is a roller coaster. And there's a couple of reasons that are happening. We'll go through those. So let's get started. So first thing I'm going to do for you that are new, I'm going to go through the astrology of what's happening, and maybe you're going to see the patterns in your life and resonate. Then I'm going to go through a reading, and again, then I'll quickly go through your signs. The signs are not in any order. They're not in any category, like, earth, air, fire. They're not in any category. It's what divine tells me to do, and this is the way I work. I don't work by earth. I work by what he wants me to do. And if he tells me to stop, I'll stop. So hopefully that doesn't happen. I am having technical difficulties, so hopefully this will not have any issues. Okay, so let me just double check, make sure we are okay on sound. The sound is working. We're good, and we're good to go. Okay, so let's get started. So February full moon is on today. Happy full moon. We've got Valentine's Day coming up. It's going to be an interesting Valentine's Day. And they're like, Patty, don't say that. One thing you're going to find about my tarot is I don't do any bull. I don't, if there's not good things, I'm not going to, if there's something that you're going to have to watch out for, that's what Divine is sharing with you. He's like, pay attention kind of a thing. I'm not going to be all rosy and all that kind of stuff. That's not being honest. That's not being true. That's not being anything. Okay. So what happened from the 1st through the 4th, because you've got to remember full moon energies are about 3 days before and 3 days after. Those are the powerful times. However, the peak time is, of course, on the full moon. Full moon actually happened late last night on the late of the 4th. So you'll hear people say, well, that isn't right. It's not on the 5th. It's actually late 4th. So we say 5th. But the thing between the 1st and the 4th, those energies that you may have recognized or somebody had recognized, is that there was a lot of buzz going on, whether it was negative. I'm going to use negative and positive, but really there is no negative and positive because those are two absolutes. I use that a lot because that's how people can understand it. But there was a lot of buzz going on because the sun was squaring Uranus. So what happens when that goes, you've got Uranus in Taurus. And so these are like really clashing energies with the sun. So it's really an exciting, intense time, but if in the last 4 days, if you feel like you were just pulling teeth or forcing the issue or trying to get something, out in either words or actions or whatever, you'll either have somebody pushing towards something to try to get something done, or somebody's pulling back like, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to even go there. Okay. So for the 1st through the 4th, those energies. So if you felt irritable, if you felt like, oh man, I can't do this, or what is going on? I'm stressed out, or things are just of that nature. It was like a sense of disruption in the last 2-3 days, okay, leading up to the full moon. There's a lot of reasons. We had the sun squaring Uranus. We had Venus in Pisces. We had the moon moving towards Leo, which is a really big thing. And with Mars coming into a square with Venus, that means there's just a lot of restlessness, a lot of unsettling energies. So even in your mind, it's like, I just don't know what to do. I don't know what to think. I don't know how to go, that kind of a thing. Okay, so those energies. Now we're up to the full moon today. Okay. So we're in Leo. So if you're a Leo, or if you have Leo rising, or if you have Leo, Leo is pretty much in the full moon energy. It's about self-love. Okay. But it's also about loving the community, loving the people, your friends, your family, things of that nature around. But it is also Leo's energy is in with the full moon, and what's going on with planets is I need to feel loved. I just need to hear it. I need to feel it. I need to see it, that kind of a thing. This really begins to heighten later in the day because there is a lot of tension going on. Why? Just a few hours before the full moon happened, we had the moon squaring with Uranus. Remember, we had the sun. Now we have the moon squaring with Uranus. So this brings a lot of tension. So it's either a breakthrough or it's a breakup of something. It doesn't have to be a person. It could be like, I'm not going to do that anymore. Or it's a breakthrough. Yes, I'm going to get started on this. I'm going to do this. Okay. That kind of a thing. So that's what's going on. Just checking my system because, like I said, I'm having technical issues. All right. So those energies of either breakthrough or break up, they may be our energies, or they may be energies of somebody else's, somebody around us. Okay, so that might be happening. Okay, just double checking. I'm a little nervous when I get technical issues, because then I'm like, I'll be talking and then half the reading's over, and then I've got to redo it. So 5th and 6th, this is the 6th. We've got Mercury sextiling with Neptune. What does that mean? So Mercury's in Capricorn. So Mercury's really a confident about communication, speaking, and stuff like that. But Neptune's about questioning, like, really? Is that really true? Is that really something? And then you also have Venus squaring with Pluto, which is forcing issues. It's a very dark place. Are we really going to go there? Are we really going to get the elephant out of the room now? Do we really want to do this now? So you've got this, like I said, it's a roller coaster this time. Unfortunately, this moon with all the planets, it's roller coastering. Okay. And then around the 9th, we've got Mercury doing, excuse me, a half square with Mars. And this again is about, your mind. It's about how to stop being so annoyed or irritated, or really being mindful of how to control that. It's sort of where we want to, like, this is where I want to go, but all this noise, all these vibrational noise, all these energies outside, you just sort of have to put them away because you need to stand your ground. Whatever it is, as long as it's in love and light and what you need to do for your path, sort of like stay in your lane kind of a thing, then this is where that energy is. And that's about the 9th. Okay, so that's after the full moon. That's where the energies are beginning to drop off and getting ready to move towards the new moon. That kind of a things, because the moon at that point on the 9th begins to move in Libra. Okay, so then again, this is going through to the full moon. We've got so much going on between the 5th and the 10th with different planets, and then it sort of just dies off from about the 12th through the 15th. Well, I should say the 14th, because Valentine's, it sort of hypens up again on the 14th. So from the 9th to about the 13th, it becomes quiet. However, on the 11th through the 14th, it's a time to really focus in and commit on your healing process. It's about healing wounds. It's about forgiving. It's about the ability to face your elephants in the room. It's about to say, yes, this is a trigger. This is a PTSD. This is a trauma. I acknowledge. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to feel about it. I'm getting an energy of somebody wanting to stuff it. Either they stuff it inside, or they are either using like alcohol or using something to mask it so they don't feel. I don't know who that's for. However, this is a time to face that's what you're doing. That is what you are in denial of. Either you're in denial because I can see somebody accepting that, yeah, I'm not telling anybody this, but this is how I feel. This is that energy between the 9th and the 14th that really, really you need to take hold of. I don't know who's going through those challenges, but it's going to actually make things better and help other people understand you better, because then they have a new perspective of you in how to make that help in healing, whatever it is that you're trying to go through. So because Mercury is going into Aquarius, Mars is sextiling with Chiron. Okay. And then the sun is semi-squared to Jupiter. So this is a commitment. When we get to the sun, excuse me, on the 9th and the 11th, when we get the sun semi-squaring with Jupiter, you have to understand what you can and can't do, your limits. You have to understand that. You have to know what tips you off, what triggers you, what makes things happen, what goes on basically in your life, and why it's going on. This is where you say, okay, I'm going to stand firm with my standards, my beliefs, and everything of that nature. However, this is where you really need to look at, I cannot do more than this. I can't take more than this. I need to move on from this. And how do I do that? Maybe you need a coach. Maybe you need a therapist. Maybe you need just a friend that is more spiritual than earthly. I'm telling you guys, finding a coach is easy because there is so many people out there. It's like a dime a dozen, and somebody just hangs a shingle then says that they're a coach. Those are secular, yes, but to have a spiritual coach, this makes your life transform completely. All right, so really think about what type of coach or counselor or whatever you want to go to. But this is the great time to do that, because you really need to heal. And the really big thing for the 11th is, because you're going through all that, you want to set your standards, you want to know what's going on, you want to know what's happening in your life and where you're moving forward to. This is a time to network. This is a really good time to network. So if you don't know how to do something, you don't know where to go, you don't know even how to begin, this is a time to start to network, whether it be on Google or friends or people with experience, sort of like the King of Swords or the Kings. You know, you're going to somebody who has authority, somebody who knows how to do it. All right. And that's where you want to do that. This is a great day to network, or if you have an idea or a project or anything of that nature, it's a good way to do that. All right. All right. So what we're going to do, yeah, my system is not working. This is really weird. Hopefully. If somebody does come on, if you could come in the chat and just say, hey, yeah, we can hear you, we can do that. That would be really, really great. So we're going to go to the 14th, which is Valentine's Day. Do you want to be on the roller coaster in the front, or do you want to be on the roller coaster in the back? There's a big difference. If you have ever ridden a roller coaster, the front gives you more sight and visibility. The back really whips you around. So if you like that drama, that intensity, if you like, oh my gosh, not being able to see things at all, definitely sit in the back of the roller coaster, because Valentine's Day is sort of going to be a roller coaster kind of day, because we have the moon in Sagittarius and Pluto is sesquinching, I can't even say it anymore, with Mars. And this is a very unsettling energy. So for those of you that are in relationships and things like that, expectations and what is reality may be sort of an issue here. Maybe somebody was expecting to, just hypothetically, get flowers and they didn't get anything, that kind of a thing. So that is sort of what's going to be going on from the 14th through the 20th, through the next new moon. It's sort of a roller coaster. This is from the 14th to the new moon, is where your expectations are not being met to what the reality is. So what I'm sharing with you, when you go into Valentine's Day, if you are in a relationship or expecting something, don't. Because here's the thing, if you don't expect, you won't be disappointed. But if you get something, then you're overlated, you're happy, you're joy-filled, you're loving whatever is happening. You are being, what do you call it? Spontaneous, and you're loving the spontaneous. Well, I like it when it's, set up. I like to know what's going on. Sometimes when we try to take control of life, then we limit ourselves to opportunities. Sometimes an opportunity is waiting to come in or happen, but because of your rigidness, it doesn't happen. Same, and opportunities can go away because of rigidness, and then you don't allow that opportunity to come in, and it'll never come back again. I'll tell you from experience, I had a relationship for 6 years with a gentleman. I wanted to marry him. And then, he lived in a different country. I lived in Japan for years. He lived in Japan. We knew each other. I worked over there. But he wasn't ready to get married. But then when I came back to the United States, he wanted to get married and I wasn't ready because I was just acclimating again to be back. And I'm just like, okay, so he asked me to marry him. He said he'd wait. However, in Japanese culture, you have to be married by a certain age or they think you're nuts. And you have a really hard time finding a mate. And he was at that age. And so I said, please wait. He waited. However, the parents picked a wife for him and he got married to her, even though I responded and said yes. It was too late. So that opportunity passed and it never came again. That's why I'm telling you that story. Don't let opportunities pass. If it's something that you want to do, a person you want to be with, now is the time to share your feelings, tell them what you want. If it's a job you want and you need to pursue it, the word pursue has come up many times this week. Downloads, pursue, and nobody pursues anymore. Everybody thinks, oh, well, they didn't call me, so it's done. No, you got to call them back. You got to do that. 14th through the 20th, that's what this is all about. There's so much going on. We got Saturn joins with the Sun. We've got Mercury half squaring with Neptune. We've got Mercury sextiling with Jupiter. We've got the Sun going into Pisces. We have Venus that is becoming conjunct with Neptune. We've got so many different energies. I'm not going to go into them, but I'm giving you the gist of what these energies are going to do. It's either real or illusion? Is it a goal? Is it a dream, or is it a pipe dream? Do you know what a pipe dream is? A pipe dream is where you dream of something you really, really want to do, and you really want to go for it. However, you don't go for it. And what happens is it becomes a pipe dream. A dream is where you take steps and goals to get to what you want to do, you know, and then you get there. But a pipe dream is you just keep saying it's all words, it's no action, is pretty much where it is. All right. So what we're going to do now, I need a pen. I don't have one. And I don't have a moderator. So let me grab, even think of a pen around. Yeah, well, we'll see how we go here. Give me a second. Oh, we got 2 cards for the moon this time. Actually, that one's down, so we have 1. Oh, yes, that is so, so perfect. So perfect. Hang on, guys. I got to have a pen because I'm old and I don't remember things. So let me grab a pen because I have to write the things down. I'm sort of, you know, with being an empath and being intuitive, it's sort of like when you see psychics or people who are mediums and they start scribbling and stuff, I get that way. So, and I've been getting that way a little bit more. Definitely. So I'm hearing things and I want to make sure I'm writing them down. All right. So we have the moon. This is a moonology card. And yes, I'm in my PJs because I don't get a day off and I'm in my PJs. This is the moonology card. This is the moonology deck. I usually pull it on a full moon and a new moon. So it says, don't let pride get in your way. This is a full moon in Leo. I can't make this stuff up. So I picked this card and this is what, you know, I basically see. And it is very, very true. And we are in the full moon of Leo. I can't make this up. It's amazing to me how it falls. But we got to remember the full moon in Leo, there's nothing wrong with being self-centered. There's nothing wrong with, I don't know what it's doing. Okay, hopefully you guys can hear me. But the thing is, it's not wrong to be in yourself. You really want to be in yourself first. You can't take care of anybody else until you take care of yourself, right? But it is also about looking outside yourself with the Leo energy. And because they're very loyal. Leos are very loyal. If you look at the lion community, actual real animal lions, they are actually very, very loyal to each other and they stay with each other all life. And they take care of each other. But that is what's sort of going on with this roller coaster with the energies, is that sometimes the Leo energy, that self energy, it's like, well, I want it to happen to me. Step outside of that box. That roller coaster is going, step outside of the box of you for a little while and see what's going on with your friends and your family and what is going on in that energy there. All right. Because again, it's about stepping outside yourself. That's what true love is. That's what being in love is. That's the love that divine wants to show you how to actually do it. All right. So we're going to get started. This is Divine's deck. This is, you know, I did my prayers before. This is who I pray to all the time and say, hey, or meditate, whatever you want to call it. What is it that you want me to share with somebody or everyone out there? All right. So we're going to pull his card. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and if you want a personal one-on-one reading, please go ahead and contact me with the information below. Okay. You know, it's really weird. I checked all these decks to make sure they were all upright before I started, because I like to start out with them all upright. This came in reverse. Okay. So beyond the ordinary, but it came in the reverse. So somebody or someone's, do not look beyond the earth. And this is the number 9. So this is something that's very much in front. It's like you're so worldly and thinking that you cannot see beyond that. So the ordinary is what we can see, touch, and feel on this earth. And the unordinary is what you have to have faith in. So if you're worrying, if you're stressed, if you're like just over the top, can't handle it anymore. You're looking at everything worldly in how that can either one, stay in the position that you're in, or two, how you can't see how to get out because you're not looking at the whole picture, and the whole picture you cannot see. That is the universe. That is divine. That is, we cannot comprehend it. So divine is saying, look beyond the ordinary for your situation, for your struggles, for your relationship, for your work, for whatever. Don't sit here and try to ask the earth, well, how am I going to get out of this? I don't have any money. I don't have any place to go. I don't have this. That's because you can't see it, because you're not relying and having faith in what's the unseen. People say, oh, that's just a bunch of hooey. Can you see the wind? But the wind, you see the effects of the wind. That's how divine works. You cannot see, but you can actually see the effects. And if you really pay attention, you will see it. All right. No, he didn't want me to start with that one. This is the deck. All right, so here we go. We're going to do your current energies and then the fluent energies. So this is the full moon energies for the full moon to the 20th for the new moon. And then you're going to see the future energies from the new moon forward. Okay. Alrighty. I will be using my new deck. I'm getting used to it. It's not one that I'm still familiar with, but I want to use it. So we'll see. All right, here we go. Current energies. Mountain. Oh, and the gentle gardener. I love the gentle gardener. Okay, so somebody is going through a mountain. Somebody is trying to go around a mountain, through a mountain, or whatever it is. Now, the mountain could be a molehill, a little one. It could be the big mountain. There's always a way to get around a mountain or go through or whatever. This is your mindset. This is somebody's mindset. This is that roller coaster of negative versus positive. Ions, definitely. So if you look at ions, positive ions actually react negatively, negative ions react positively. So it's just the way the things work in the world of energy. Okay, so somebody's going through something. This is a struggle. This is something that you need to look at what it is that you're going through. Now, it could be just something very, very small, very simple. It's like, you know what? I just don't know how to get this program to work on a computer or whatever. Or it could be like a very big decision that you have to make. Again, we go back to what the divine is saying. Now, the number 9 has several different meanings. However, in this one, it's in the forefront. You need to pay attention to it, the number 9. This is looking out of the ordinary, whatever it is. So if you don't know how to use something on a computer, Google it, or ask a friend, or ask a young person. Let me tell you, those young people, they know how to really work all the things of that nature. So that's your current full moon energy, guys. So whatever you're going through, we're going to talk about that. Again, it is going to be a little bit of a roller coaster, irritable, that kind of a thing. Future energy that we're moving towards with the new moon is you need to be gentle with yourself. A gentle gardener doesn't go in there and hoe really hard, and it doesn't, water it with the water on full force. They're maybe doing just a little spray, or they're gently pulling up the weeds so that they don't rip the roots of the plant. They're making sure that the food is all around where it needs to be fed so that they grow healthy. The gentle gardener is you. You are the gentle gardener. You need to be kind to yourself, be loving to yourself. Now, if you're not going through anything, this is for you to be seeing somebody outside your circle, because they're going to come towards you, is that you're going to see them outside your circle and they're going through something, is be kind and gentle. Water them gently. Even if you don't like that person, be kind and gentle, because this is something, everybody's going through something. I don't care who it is on this earth. Everybody's going through something, whether it's present, past, or future, they're going to be going through, but their past, I would say 90% of humans, I want to say even higher than that, maybe even 99, that has gone through a trauma, PTSD, or some hurt that they have carried with them all their life. So we all have something that we're working on. Okay. So really, really look to the future. There's a future energy. Whose mountain? I don't know what it's going through. We'll see in a minute. But this is something that you really want to look forward to. That is the number 2. So this gentle gardener is the number 2. What does number 2 mean in numerology? It means of coming together. It means a unity. It means a partnership. It means that things are beginning to work out. Things are happening. And that is the number 2. If you allow gentleness, compassion, kindness, and everything like that coming into your life and putting it out, no gossip, no negative energies of that nature, no low vibrational crap coming in, doubt and animosity and hatred, prejudice, all that kind of stuff comes in. That stirs the pot. Where's a witch's cauldron? Yeah, the 3 witches on Hocus Pocus stirring the pot. And they definitely do in that movie. It's sort of fun. Definitely. We got the 10 of Swords, meaning something beginning, something ending. Something will happen quick. It's sort of when you chop something off, it's just blunt. It doesn't hurt. It's like I see a Band-Aid on a very young person, and I see mom just going really, really slowly, and then I see another lady just. So which way do you want to do it? Do you want a slow, painful way, or do you want a quick, yes, it's going to hurt for a second, or do you want it to be able to move on? Because moving on, this is a partnership. This is something that is growing together. A good thing. Okay, that is a good thing. So as we go through this roller coaster, oh, wow, amazing. As we go through this roller coaster for the next couple of weeks, it's going to be up to you and your mindset how things are going to turn out. Okay. All right. So let's get started with your spread here. So remember, the Moonology card is don't let pride get in your way. That's the full moon in Leo. Okay. Our first card out literally is pride. Okay. This is the number 5, very unstable. When you're prideful, and Leo energy, when you really think about yourself more than looking outside, this is that big picture. Okay, this is stepping out of the ordinary. When you step outside yourself and see what's going on out there, you get a different perspective. Okay, and that creates a newness, a new mind. That's that energy what's coming together. You get a new mindset. And when you get a new mindset, it's more of an understanding, a new wisdom that you get, and you acknowledge. Okay, because the number 3 is about acknowledgement. So you've got instability, but it's almost like when somebody's in denial of something, I don't talk negative too much. Yeah, you do. And then they are like, okay, well, think about how many times you think something negative in a day, and you come back to them the next day, and they're like, oh yeah, I guess I really, really do talk negative. That's their acknowledgement of understanding. Oh, it's a new awakening. This is a number 2. This is a number 1. Remember, the first card was definitely the 10 of Swords, being that something new and something old is ending. Okay, the old way and the new way. So you were in denial, now you're not. Okay, that brings a celebration, because why does that bring you a celebration? Like, that's not a celebration. Yeah, it is, because you've just grown it. A midget. Okay, you've just grown beyond that. We've got the number 5 all over the place here. We've got the 5 of Pentacles again. Okay, that a number 5, unstable, not sure. It doesn't mean that it's a bad thing. Unstable is not bad. It's a new thing. It's something that is new. That is something that, like a novice when you're learning something. Okay. But you're having to step lightly and gently into whatever you're doing. Again, this roller coaster is crazy. It's about stepping into something that is light in energy and moving forward. Okay. I have this new little thing, guys. I bought it at work. I was like, oh, it's from a movie, but I'm like, oh, I really like it. So I bought it, and I thought I would try it. Sort of fun. Okay. So again, I'm looking at the first, the center, and the last card, because the first card is what's going on right now, and seeing where it's going to be moving in the future. And then we have our last card is your challenge card, which is a lot of the times the biggest card, of the deck. So 1, 2, let me look at them for just a second here. Definitely you've got the number 6. There might be movement for somebody. And there is movement when you're going either through, around, or up up a mountain. But this is about progress. How are you progressing? Are you progressing with baby steps? Are you moving away from something that may be toxic? Are you moving away from a thing that might be toxic, a job, a habit, a person, whatever it is? However, this is about moving away from something or moving to something. So you might be moving to something healthy, something better for you, something that you wanted and desired to do. Okay. So we have the number 6. We have to look at the double numbers first because those are our key numbers of what's going on. Then we have the number 5s, of course. But this one here, there's several things that you can read this card for. As an intuitive, right now it's saying walk gently. Because again, that roller coaster, be careful what you say, be careful what you do, be careful. It's not walking on eggshells, it's walking on how you act and react to something. Okay, I don't know who that's for, but be careful in how you act and react because your center card is again looking out of the ordinary. So you may have to sit there and bite your tongue for a minute. You may have to sort of like look out of the ordinary. How would the universe want me to handle this? Am I being gentle, kind, and loving towards it? Because this is going to be for your future. Am I being kind, gentle, and loving? Or am I being mean and cruel? And even though you might not think you're doing it, it just may be coming out that way. Okay. I had a gentleman, he had lots of money. He was happy. His life was turning around. He was excited that, he could share things with me, but he would send me photos of a fan of hundreds of dollar bills when I was trying to go turn in cans to make money for my rent and all that kind of stuff. He didn't realize that I didn't share that. I wasn't transparent with him enough about that. But when I told him, I said, that's really hard when somebody's a single mom and you're just flaunting money. That's really, really hard. He goes, oh my gosh, I didn't realize it. So again, be mindful in your words and everything. This mountain is going to be holding your tongue and thinking before you act is going to be really mindful. I'm going through that right now. I have a bad habit. As soon as I hang up the phone, I say something, and my fear is that I didn't hang up the phone and I said something and it was negative or somebody heard me and I hurt their feelings. I don't want that to happen. So I have to check myself. Just like you, I'm human. I have to check myself. But we have the hangman in the center of your reading, which is a number 3 again. So we have 2 number 3s. To be paying mindful that it is going to be a celebration once you acknowledge what needs to change in your mindset for this future or somebody coming towards you. Just thank you. So he's saying, remember, you cannot change anybody, only I can. That is between them and me. So I don't know who that's for, but you cannot change somebody. So if you're thinking, again, gosh, I got so much coming in. If you're going through something with somebody, just remember, 1, you cannot change them. And for 2, you cannot manipulate it. And when you do manipulate it to change them or to make things happen, it doesn't last and it ends. Okay. So be mindful in how you are maneuvering around relationships, especially up to the 14th. Unfortunately, some will probably have breakups, and that's actually a good thing because it's growth. It's not growth in a negative manner. It's either growth in protection or it's growth in, hey, this person wasn't right for you. I have something better for you. Or it's actually a relief. It's like, yeah, I knew this was coming to an end and I'm glad it did, because there is movement towards that. Again, this is the number 6 in progress, and somebody already knows it should be done and over. I don't know why you're hanging on to it. Let it go. We have the hangman. So we have the Knight of Wands again, facing the hangman. What does that mean? It means there's got to be some type of interaction. There has to be movement of a conversation, getting the elephant out of the room. Okay. Doing it in love and kind. You don't have to fight. You don't have to argue. You don't have to scream at each other. I don't know what that is for somebody, but it is when you walk. This is your challenge card, the Emperor. Why is he your Emperor? Because it's going to take a lot of strength and It's going to take a lot of strength to hold your tongue, to be kind and not lash out. I see a snake's tongue pew, trying to lash out. Pew. And that's the one thing that you don't want to do. Because again, in the future, you don't want that to come back. You know, don't burn bridges. Just don't burn bridges. Okay? Just do not burn bridges. So I'm going to see what else Divine wants to say about this, because for this full moon energy, somebody's definitely terrified of being left alone. It is newness for somebody to be alone. Hey, that's a good thing. Work on yourself. Work on loving yourself. Work on what you want in your life, what your journey wants, because we've got the number 5 again. And somebody's really happy about being alone. Somebody's really happy. It's like, finally, I don't have to worry about so-and-so. I don't have to worry about this or that. But there's on the other end, because we got planets doing this back and forth, the positive, negative ions, and this low vibration just keeps pounding at trying to get you to think a different way. This is actually a good thing. A lot of people have never been alone, because now they have to think about themselves and what they're going to do and think about themselves. This is something that you really want to do. Take the time for yourselves and know in the process what you're going to do. Again, this is Leo energy. Time for yourself. Think of yourself. Okay. All this is Leo energy. Pisces energy too. All right. So Divine, what is it more that you want me to share with this general spread? Is there anything that you want me to share with anybody individually out there, either their situation, and allow me to touch them? And then we'll go into each individual one. These cards are new, they stick. We've got the Sun, the Chariot, and the Hermit. Wow, 3 arcanas. Bang, bang, bang. And I mixed those cards up probably for an hour. So we got 3 arcanas. The Sun is about everything turning out good. Everything's going to be fine. Everything's going to be great. The Chariot is about movement. How are you going to move? How is it that you're going to move forward? If you move too fast and don't pay attention to the details, you're going to miss something. If you move too fast, you may miss somebody else's perspective or what they're thinking about or what they want, and you're just going to miss it. When you're in love with somebody and you love somebody, the more you think about that other person than yourself, like what you want, what you need, they're going to fill what you want, what you need. Okay. And the Hermit is trying to do it all alone. The alone part, because again, that's the number 9. This is the divine energy. The Hermit is divine energy, is being alone and trying to figure out what it is between you and divine that you need to do next. So when I was talking about coaches before, I got a bad fingernail. When I was talking about coaches before, I said a spiritual coach, somebody who deals and understands the unordinary. I can't go to a secular coach or a counselor or whatever. And I now know why I could never really get help that way, because they don't understand a mindset of somebody who's more spiritual. So you have to go to somebody or talk to yourself, sit in meditation, sit and wonder, or not sit and wonder, sit in a place where it's quiet, whether it's your car, whether it's your bedroom, whether it's a closet, wherever. I know that sounds silly, but actually it's dark, it's quiet. You can close your eyes. You can just sit there for a minute and think. We call those prayer warriors. Prayer, you go into the closet and it's a prayer warrior. It's a place of quiet peace and tranquility. And you hear or you see things that divine is trying to show you for your situation. But this is something that you have to do alone. This is something self-work, self-help, whatever it is. This is something where you have to do alone. But getting maybe some wisdom from that's going to be hard, because somebody says, I don't have the money for a counselor. I don't have the money for a coach. I don't have any money, period. But I do want to get help. I do want to do that. My things are done by donation a lot of the times. You just have to reach out. That's it. Okay. You do whatever you can do. But again, things are going to turn out. There is going to be movement. There is things turning forward. I'll do these individually since this is a new deck. Okay. And the Chariot, I love that with the Santa Claus. And then the Hermit. Okay. Hermit is Virgo energy. This is about analyzing, thinking. This is about paying attention and looking at perspectives and is it right? Is it wrong? There's no right or wrong, but is it a good perspective, a mindful perspective in a positive light energy, or is it a mindset where I am doubting, there's temptation, there's all that kind of stuff. You got to know where it is. Okay? Because somebody is having issues. Okay? All right. So we're going to go to the next reading. So we're going to start out with Virgo. Okay? And we're just going to go through these really quickly. Like I said, if you want your own personal reading, I do them. You will have to get a hold of me either through email, through my website, Divine Warrior Intuitive, and go from there. And it's done, again, by donations. Otherwise, please don't forget to like the page or the channel that you're watching, and or subscribe. I love subscribers. Of course, everybody loves subscribers. But I'm not a big channel, and I don't plan on being that way. I just enjoy what I do. Okay? And it resonates with some, and it doesn't with others. Okay, so we're going to be doing Virgo first here. All right. Oh, dear. Oh, my. I do have a relationship issue going on with some Virgos. 3, 2. Okay, so we've got the Six of Wands straight out. A lot of communication. There's been like this mountain that maybe you were trying to get through. You had to communicate, get the elephant out of the room. It's a really, really good feeling. Again, you got to be careful though, because sometimes what we think somebody understands, they don't really understand it. Make sure that you're being clear, that you are looking out of the ordinary, watching all the body language. Communication is 67% nonverbal. So you got to be watching their body languages, what they're doing, where they're looking, how they're standing, how they're sitting, all that kind of stuff. So you have to be looking at and feeling their energies, feeling their aura. You're like, I don't know how to do that. Just feel, people do. You do know how to read energies, because you're like, wow, this room just feels heavy, or this room feels light, or wow, they don't look happy today. Even though they may have that same face all the time, you're pulling the energies off of them of what they're feeling for that day. Now, they may say, no, I'm feeling fine, but they may not be telling you the truth. You're like, oh yeah, well, I didn't know what I was talking about. They're not telling you the truth. Or maybe they'll come up to you later on. How'd you know that? Okay. How'd you know that? Okay. So because there is a lot of talk. Now, this also can be about this realistic expectation versus fantasy, this reality versus we might be going up into the Valentine's Day, where this is not true. So if you've got red flags going on, and I'm saying in a relationship or a new relationship or a relationship that's been going on, I'm hearing that somebody's been with somebody. Well, yeah, we've been together for 4 or 5 years, 9 years, 6 years, 7 years. I keep hearing that somebody's been with somebody a very long time. They're not married, but they want to be married. That person that is dragging their heels knows that they either want to be married or they don't. Why they're not getting married, that's an issue within them. There's a boundary that maybe needs to be set, because if you're not married within 2 years, most, men, but they know within a year that that's the partner they want to marry. If they're uncertain, it's time to just, maybe split domains and say, when you're ready, give me a call, because I want to be married. I want a life partner. I want to be whatever that is. So that's an illusion. That's one that I keep getting. The other thing is that, again, there's now a honeymoon phase for somebody. You had a really bad time. Now, as far as communications, now you're actually getting along. Everything's going good, because remember, these planets and everything is a roller coaster. Be really, really careful what you're being bound to. So if they're giving you ultimatums, if they're saying, well, if you do this, then I'll do this, or if by this time you don't have this in a row, these ducks in a row, then we won't get married. Be really, really careful, because somebody's being bound to expectations that cannot be met. And the other person knows that. Okay, I don't know who that is. However, we have the Devil next to the Lovers, and then we have the Queen of Wands next to that. She is not a happy camper about this. Remember that roller coaster ride. So there's maybe a feminine energy that doesn't like what's going on, doesn't like what's happening, or you think the elephant is out of the room, but it's really not. It's just sort of like somebody saying, okay, I'm just going to agree with her, even though I don't, because I just don't want to talk about this anymore. Okay. That's this manipulation. Very good. He's very good at manipulating because they know your heels. Energy vampires are masters at manipulation. If you don't know what an energy vampire is, please go watch my video. I have a video called Energy Vampires. I can't remember what the total thing is, but there is one about that, how to tell if you have an energy vampire, basically a toxic person in your life, and what to look for, what to expect, how to work around it or get rid of it. So there is that going on, that energy. This is what I don't like that. I don't like that. Somebody's in an abusive relationship. I don't like that. I mean, I heard abuse and this, or thank you. So he's like, it's also very rocky. So we do have, oh my gosh, I got goosebumps for somebody. If you're being abused, reach out to me, please. That's not love. That's not love. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Anyway, I don't like that energy and I don't want to stay in it. All right. So, I do have, there's a power trip also with somebody's energy, because Virgos, really start doing your analyzing of your own journey, your own path. You've got another number 10, an ending and a beginning. You've got something beautiful. You've got several beautiful things going on. You have a relationship. You have everything. Your desires not being met. This is this is your challenge card, guys. Virgos, this is the challenge saying that I want these things. I really desire these things. That would be this in the upright. But because it's not being met, you're putting other people in front of what your desires are. Now, this relationship that I have like 3 different energies coming through. This is crazy. So the first relationship, abusive, that's going to be really, really hard. This is your mountain. This is your struggle. You have to look outside. You have to look at divine, how to get through that, and be gentle and loving with yourself and your future in how to do that. You need people around you to help you through that. That's just something you cannot do alone. This other energy that is, I just see a powerful, manipulative person that says one thing but does another. And it may not be that way. It may be just, they say one thing, but they don't follow through. They say, oh, we're going to go out on a date on, next month, or we're going to go on a date next week or this week or whatever. And then they never follow through with the phone calls. They never follow through. And then they turn around and say, I love you. And that's bullcrap. It's just keeping you on a string. The illusion of something. Men, no offense, but men do this a lot to keep somebody on a string. And the way they keep you on a string is you're their emotional placeholder, or you're their sexual placeholder. It's like, again, here we go back, Virgos, to that relationship where if it's lasted too long, more than 2 years, 4 years, 5 years, and you're living together and you've never been married, and if that's not what you want to do, that's fine. But if you want to get married and they're not getting married, there's a problem. And it isn't with you. It's just, you're ready, they're not, and they're not because of something they're not telling you about. They're not being transparent because they just don't want to. Okay. So there's that. But the challenge is your desires are there. Okay, I'm going to finish up with this so we can move on. Your challenge is your 9 of Cups. Your 9 of Cups is all your desires, things to make you happy and things to have turn around and things to bring you joy and things of that nature. But the 9 of 9 doesn't last very long. The desires don't last, because it's like when you get a new car, that newness wears off. Okay, it's just that. That's all that is. But that's not happening because you cannot see or get around whatever it is going around with you. In the center, it is, again, the number 6, about progress. We got 3 number 6s or 2? 3 number 6s. So there's been a lot of progress. There's been mountains that have gotten over, and there's going to be mountains that come up. However, you're going to, it's how you handle them mentally and how you pay attention, Virgos. Again, we are good at, us Virgos, I'm a Virgo, is we are very good at analyzing and watching and thinking. Problem, Virgos, is that you overanalyze, overthink things. Just think about it, act on it, move, and then move on. All right? All right, where did my other cards go? I'm losing it. I guess it was on the other thing. All right, let me go ahead and see if there's anything else Divine wants to share. The Chariot, again, movement. Definitely move, move, move. You've got to move. You can't move anybody else. Only you can move. Okay, and it's how you respond. Too many cards. How you respond. All right. Is there anything else, Divine, that you want to share? Anybody on the other side? Any spirit angels you want to come through? Share with Virgo, please. If there's anything else. Somebody's having a beautiful time. Are these upside down? Yes. So we have the Ace of Wands, Death, and this is a growing experience for somebody. Again, we have a Death card is about a separation. This is about, to me, what I'm seeing, it's more of a habit or allowing somebody to step on you to be a doormat. Okay, I see a doormat is why that came out. I see a doormat. And the thing is that you don't want to be a doormat to anybody, Virgos. You just don't. You stand up for what you want in this relationship. You share what you need because that's your desires and you're not doing it. Be transparent. If you're with somebody and you cannot be 100% transparent and you're planning on spending the rest of your life with that person, you need to think twice because you should be able to share with that person anything and everything if they're going to stick by your side. Because if they're going to be cleaning your butt one day when you're old, you better make sure that they've got the qualities and the ability to do so. Because this is a learning process for you guys. That's all. All right. All right. So Virgos, that is your reading. If you would like more of a reading for you for the full moon, please go ahead and reach out for a one-on-one. That is down below. And definitely don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. All right, thanks. Taurus. Okay, thank you. So he wants me to do Taurus next. Okay, we keep the oracles up, and then we go from there. So we are going to be doing Taurus next. I hear Leo next. So if you're a Leo coming up, like I said, these are not in any order. This is what Divine wants me to do. This is how he wants me to read. So I just do that. I don't know if somebody's watching and he knows they're watching. I can't see them. Then he wants them to hear the message. So, all right. A lot of sixes right now. A lot of sixes. What does that mean, you guys? That's about your progress, what you're going to do in the future. Paying attention to the future. Paying attention to what's going on. Magician is showing up all the time again. And that's because there is that moon and all the planets moving around. The energy that is very up and down. It is very irritable to like, it's okay. Very irritable to, it's okay. And it's that moving energy that's going on. And it's the reality, expectations versus fact. It's the reality. It's, again, we're going into Valentine's Day, guys. And that is about don't expect, just love when something comes through. I'll tell you right now, Tauruses, I had an ex-husband, and I know why he's an ex-husband. I feel sorry, and we talk now. Is because I was stupid back then. I was so young and naive and stupid, and I didn't know about anything. But I had no car at the time. I had a little girl, and I had no car at the time. And I get a call from a dealership saying, "Is this so and so?" Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like, "Oh, okay. Well, so and so's here buying a car for you." And I'm like, "What? Are you kidding me?" So anyway, I wake up one morning and it knocks on the door because we didn't live together. And there he is, and he goes, "I have something to show you." And I'm like, "Okay." And it was it was an older celebrity wagon. This was years ago, but it was a station wagon. And he thought he was doing me something really good because I'm a mom, I have a kid, you know, that kind of a thing. And I can put stuff in the back and yada, yada, yada. And when I opened the door and looked at it, and I'm like, but I didn't want to be disrespectful. Okay. So the thing is that he's like, you don't like it. And I'm like, no, I do. But again, that nonverbal energy, 67%, they can read it, they know about it. And so he felt bad, and then he sort of felt used, and long story anyway. But that's the energies I'm talking about, is when you expect something, I'm thinking, okay, what did he buy me? What, you know, what kind of car did he buy me? And blah, blah, blah. I didn't know. And then this, you know, it probably cost him maybe $3,000-$4,000. And who spends that kind of money when you don't know somebody that well, but sees a need? Not very common. So I was very disrespectful and not very appreciative at that time. So whatever somebody does for you this Valentine's, just be appreciative of it. Whether it's so little, so big, just be appreciative. Because that may set, thank you, that may set the foundation for where it will go in the future. Wow, thank you for that. That I did not know. And that was actually, well, I knew it. Well, back then I was so stupid and young, I didn't even know. And yeah, it was setting him up for not sticking around after a while. Anyway, 6 of Cups. Again, starting out with the number 6, we have the 6 of Wands. We have, again, the 6 of on the mountain, on the Oracle. So we've got definitely some challenges that may have come and gone. This is due to somebody's perspective not being there, or understanding, or their wisdom. There has been a movement towards understanding and wisdom. This is a great celebration. It's a victory. It is something that you have worked hard at. This is finally getting through those times of struggles and hardship. This is not a time of going into. This is a time of coming out. For you Tauruses, this is great. This is definitely all about your communication, how things have been working, how you've been actually melding together with someone. This does not mean it's a relationship. It does mean it could be somebody at work, because you got the Pentacles in the center. It's been a lot of hard work setting something up. It's now time to rejoice in that. It's time to be happy about it. But on the backside of it, in the future, from, I'm going to say, the full moon to the new moon, be really careful. Be really careful who you bring into your circle. Be careful when you get an energy. Again, this is out of the ordinary. You got to really be paying attention to that energy, that intuition, that gut feeling of whoever it is coming into your life, or asking you to do something, or give you something, or say, hey, what about this? Do you want to go in this partnership together? I don't see a partnership here, but hypothetical. Well, you do have a partnership of something coming together in the future. Okay, it's just dependent on how you handle it, because there's some things that are just not seen quite yet, and somebody may be giving you a story. Again, that's that illusion versus fact, and fact versus fantasy kind of a thing. Definitely somebody is trying to pull the wool over somebody's eyes, because your Death card is your challenge card. Knowing how to separate feelings, thank you, feelings from your thoughts. Because there's a huge difference. If you let your feelings control how you decide things, you're going to be in trouble. But if you really think about things and listen to the facts and listen to what's going on, then you're going to get your answers that you need. But with the Death card, that means that there needs to be something that is coming and ending. It's the number 4. It's creating a new foundation. The Death card is the number 4. It's creating a new foundation. Excuse me, it's the number 3. It's acknowledging a new foundation. Because it is. When you separate something, then something ends and something has to begin. Okay? Gosh, I hope I don't lose my voice. I don't know what's going on with me. I've got like all kinds of doctor's appointments. I love it. Hierophant. Hierophant. What is the Hierophant? Divine. Divine. I love it. I love it. He's the divine. So again, we're talking about listening to that unordinary higher power. Listen to your higher power, where that is going. All right. Definitely. Okay. It is whatever mountain you just came through. This is progress, but you're not done, because it doesn't matter about, I love the mountain, because it's either one, you're going into a mountain, in a mountain, which is a struggle or a challenge, or you're coming out of one, or you're getting ready to go back into one. So never think that it's over. It's time for you to take a breather, take a, get your fuel back up, get your health back up, get all that kind of stuff back up. Too many cards, please. So, all right, Tauruses. But somebody definitely has a new childhood friend. Definitely. We've got the Queen of Cups. This is following your intuition. This is paying attention to your intuition, paying attention to what you cannot see. Okay, again, divine. Think about divine as the wind. You cannot see the wind, but you can see the movement. You can see what happens. You can see the outcome. You may not know it at the time because you can't see it. You can't see the wind coming. You can't see the wind going, but you can feel the wind at the moment. Live in the moment. Thank you. Live in the moment. Is there anything else you would like to share with Tauruses? Okay, live in the moment is what I do here. This relationship that has been around for a while, apparently a friend or whatever, I don't know if they're coming in. I don't know if they're already present in your life or they're going to be coming to you again. Maybe it's somebody that you had really, really wanted to regain with. Oh, okay. Might be a relationship, a past relationship, or a current relationship that is growing. This is beautiful. This is beautiful for Tauruses, whatever this is. This could be the lovers. Lovers could be, your and God. And I'm not saying this in a bad way, guys. I know how some people go. Oh my gosh, you mean lovers being brother and sister? No, the love of a brother, love of a sister, love of a mother, love of a father. Okay, that's different. Okay, again, the number 6. Lovers are the number 6. There is something going on with you guys, definitely moving towards your future. So really pay attention to what's going on to your life right now. Okay, pay attention to what's going on to your life right now, because it is love and light that is being shown to you. Pay attention. Put that little Leo energy in there with the full moon, but don't let pride get in the way. Don't let pride begin to control things, because that's earthly. If you allow earth to control your journey, whatever's going on with you, it's probably going to go more of a low vibration. So really pay attention to your intuition. Watch those signs when they're communicating and really say, wow, 2 and 2 doesn't add up. Really pay attention to those signs, Taurus. All right. That is your reading, because your death card is separation. So you are going to have to give up something, Tauruses. You're going to have to give up something to gain something. That's just life. You have to sacrifice, because there's no room for everything, or we'd be hoarders. All right. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also, too, you can go to my other channel, which is the leatherladyllc.com. .com, that's the website. But my leather work, if you want to learn how to do leather work or have any questions about leather work, I am doing that. I will begin probably teaching again towards the end of the year, so go ahead and go to that if you would like to learn about that. All right, Leos, we are on to Leos. All right, any messages, divine, before I get started to Leos? He keeps saying, all I can say is pride. I'm sick of pride. I'm like, yeah, me too. So definitely. Yeah. So he's saying the world is becoming too prideful and they don't need me. Watch out. I'm like, okay. I already know that. He knows I already know that. The world is very prideful, very self-centered, it's becoming very destructive to itself, put it that way, energy-wise. It's just, we don't realize what we're doing because we cannot see all of the picture. All right. All right, Leos, what do you have for Leos, please? We have the Knight of Swords. Wow. But the Knight of Swords is running away. It's not running to. What are you running away from? Okay. Ooh, swords. A lot of truth. Oh my God. What's going on with you, Leos? I've got 4 swords already. I'm looking at the numerology. I'm listening and I'm thinking about what's going on astrology wise. You don't want to be in my head. Trust me, you do not want to be in my head. People think I don't know. I try to sound normal, but sometimes it's really hard. Boy, that togetherness. Well, Valentine's is a commercial thing. So, but love should be happening every single day. But because it's heightened on the 14th, then we sort of look at those energies too. For those of you guys that are in love or want to be in love or whatever. Again, 4 swords, and then we have the 8 of wands, we have the Queen of Cups, and then we have the 2 of Cups. Now 2 of Cups is your challenge card. It's like somebody is we got the 2, we got the 5, we've got the 8 and the 2 again. Somebody's trying to make a decision about either a relationship or a friendship, if they want to stay in that or if they want to leave it. This is a good time for that because, again, you need to be meditating and praying on it. And also, too, asking, why am I in this friendship? Why am I in this relationship? Why do I love this person? Why do I allow whatever to happen? Because there's definitely a decision going on. We've got 2 2s together. Now, the challenge card is your 2 of Cups, but there's definitely something going on that you're trying to make a decision about, but you can't see it. You can't see it. Or you don't want to see it. That's the whole thing. Is that your mountain, that you want to be in denial of something, Leos? Because it's really hard for Leos, it's really, really hard to look outside the other person. Even though it's part of your character, it's really hard because Leos are more like, my mother was a Leo, and she would definitely help other people. She would totally, and she was loyal and she was loving and caring of everything that a Leo is. But she had this side of her. This is that low vibrational side where being, look at me, I need to know if I'm loved. That's that moon energy that's happening, but it was over the top. Again, that I think is on the 11th, where we want to sit there and we think overindulgence. Where is that? Ninth. It's on the 9th. We want to hold, but we do not want to overindulge. And the 6th. So the 6th through the 9th is we want to indulge and overindulge. So during the 6th and the 9th for Leos, it's like, you know what? I know I need to feel loved. I need to do this. I need to have people see me. I need to be acknowledged. I need that. But also make sure that you're acknowledging others. Because the energies, what goes around comes around, kind of a thing. All right. So you really have to pay attention to that. There is something going on with you guys that has to do with truth, needing to understand the truth. Somebody in the middle maybe isn't telling the truth or isn't transparent enough. Again, it might be really hard for them to be. Maybe they're, really protecting themselves or vulnerable, or they don't want to share. It was really hard for me to talk about my sexual abuse for many, many years. I protected myself and hided myself and did really destructive things to myself, just to keep that hidden. So you got to understand, be kind in others' trauma and PTSD and everything else. Okay. Definitely a conversation is coming really quick. You really have to pay attention to your intuition about this one as well. Okay. Whatever it is that you're facing, look at the truth, look at that foundation, make sure that it is fact, not fantasy. Make sure that it's not manipulation. Make sure that it is not controlling. Thank you. Not controlling. Or maybe it is something that is actually meant to move forward. Make sure you're doing it in love and light. Okay. Make sure you're definitely doing it. Okay. So let's see this. This is, again, my new deck. My fun deck here. Nightmare Before Christmas. I'm not really a super one, but but because it's fun. It's a lot of fun. So let's see here. Divine, what is it that you want to share? The number 5 in the middle keeps popping out. Something might be very new. Something might be, like, I don't know if I want to do that. Maybe somebody asked you to, be their boyfriend, girlfriend, or maybe somebody asked you to get married and you're like, man, I'm trying to figure things out. Fear definitely has a play in this for somebody because you're running. Somebody's just totally running. It's like, nope, 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 nope. Because the reason why you're running, because it happens so fast. Okay. Why it happened so fast, that's divine energy. If something happened really fast out of the blue, divine might be saying, this is an opportunity. I want to see what you're going to do with it. Because there's a lot of butterflies around it. And that means a transition. I love that. Thank you. Asked me to look at the number 8 again. And don't miss the butterflies. Yeah, there are butterflies on it. Did not even know that. Really. All right. So let's see what else he has to say. This is a spiritual decision. We have the Hierophant again. Okay, so this is definitely a spiritual decision. This is a decision on wisdom. And wisdom comes from your intuition. This comes from the other side. This comes from our ancestors, our angels, our people that can actually see the whole picture. It comes from divine. So he knows what's going on, even though you don't know what's going on. And this is, I like this, the King of Presents. But in all reality, it's the King of Pentacles. But the King of Presents is about giving you the gifts that you often want and desire. And you can bring that forth in the energies that you do expend out. So if you're going to be negative Nanny all the time, or if you're going to be low vibrational all the time, then that's what you're going to get back in. So that's why you're having a hard time making a decision, is because you're not looking outside the ordinary. You're looking to the world to give you the answer. The world doesn't have the answer. It's already inside you. All right. So what is it that you're trying to do? Okay. You've got the mountain that you're facing at the moment is the decision or whatever you need to do. But the problem is, don't let pride get in your way. Again, I can't make this up. If you watch the whole thing, we pulled this in the very beginning. The don't let pride get in your way, the full moon in Leo. Your future energy is to love and release and be gentle to yourself in your decision making. Some people are just so hard on themselves. Me, I'm hard on myself. And then when I back down, it's like, okay, you know what? I don't need to be that way. I can love myself. I can be a little selfish, that Leo, but I cannot be overly selfish, because then that becomes arrogance. So there's a fine line. This is that roller coaster with the moon, full moon energy and all the other planets. That fine line in knowing your boundaries, knowing where you can go in your future, what is fact and what is fiction, and also setting pride out of the way so you can make those decisions. Let the world decisions and let what everybody else says, just tell them to go take a hike, because it's your journey and it's your life. And you need to decide, because that's what the Queen of Wands is here to do. Okay. The Queen of Wands is to say, make a decision. This is my stand. This is where I'm at. This is what I want. This is my truth. Because our truth on earth is not absolute truth. So really pay attention. And the only way you get to that is by paying attention to divine. All right. Woo. Leos, I'm trying to go quickly because I think I'm going to lose my voice. Okay. Again, I'm saying that these are not in order. These are just the way that divine is sharing me and wants me to, because maybe there's somebody on right now that needs to hear the message. Again, we're moving on to Capricorns. Okay. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Even just to like and share, that really helps channels out. But again, if you want to, want to see any other videos, go to Leather Lady LLC for any videos. As you see, I'm a saddlesmith and leather person. There. Appreciate it. I love your comments. And if you want a one-on-one, definitely do that. Just, give me a holler at my website or my email. It's all done by donations. Ooh, here's that roller coaster again. Ooh, somebody's having a argument about spirituality. Somebody is, if you're in a relationship and you're not evenly yoked, even in somewhat of your beliefs, it's really, really hard. It's really, really hard. Somebody's really closed off to it. And what I mean by that is your belief system, where your faith lays. You know, however you maneuver through your journey, whether you believe in the universe, whether you believe in, you know, Allah, whether you believe in Buddha, whether you believe, whatever you believe in this other person, they're like, I'm not in it. So how can you be yourself, and how can you be transparent with somebody who doesn't believe in what you do or who you are? Because that is part of you. That is who you are. We are more of a spiritual energy because we're energy. We're not this thing here. We're energy. We're nothing of that. So why would you want to be with somebody who doesn't understand that, at least, and allow you to be that way? Maybe they don't want to be that way, but they allow you to be that way. And then I would ask them, why do you love me? Why are you with me? Because that's the number one thing for me. That's why I guess I stay single, because if you cannot believe in that I believe in God and spirit, and I've had too many testimonies and witnesses of the abilities that I have, and you can't accept it, then don't be with me, because I gotta be me. So Leo, Capricorns, you gotta be you, okay? This is who you are, okay? Because we have the Hierophant first out, we have the Five of Wands, the 10 of Cups, we have the Page of Cups in reverse, Magician. Those things are not as they seem. And the Two of Pentacles, and then we have the Five of Pentacles in reverse. The number 5 again. So what's happening in these readings is the number 5 is coming up a lot. The number 6 and the number 2 is coming up a lot. Okay, that is just typical. You got 2s here. Definitely somebody's oh boy, juggling things. So right now there's like this might be you, or you might be having somebody around you. It's like, do you even know yourself? That's where that is. It's like, do you even know yourself? And somebody might say, yeah, I do. And then you realize, no, they don't really know who they are. That's one energy that I'm getting. But the other energy is somebody might be curious about who you are, or maybe you are curious about somebody else. And what that means is that you've got to really look at who they are, because you don't want to look at somebody and find out that they're fake. Okay? Because if I wish you could see the spread, because I want to get one of those cameras that go over here. This is where the donations, when the donations come in, this is where I can buy my equipment, because I see readers and they have both, and I love it, and I've wanted to do it, but I just don't know how to do it, and I don't know what they're called, or have the funds to do that at the moment. But this is where we see 5, 5, 10, which is 1 as well. We've got another 1 on the opposite of the page. We've got the number 2, and we got the number 5 again. Completely new or uncomfortable or very unstable energies. Not sure what that is with you, if it's a new energy or it's unstable, if it's been rocky, if it's been this way. This is sort of like, yes, you know, but there is definitely a spiritual battle here going on. But somebody is not very curious. It's almost like they're stubborn. They're very prideful. They don't want to change. Again, I don't know who that's for. And somebody's showing an illusion rather than what the reality is. This is a time where you have to really, this is your challenge card, the 5 of Pentacles in reverse. This is where you're going to have to really sit down and say to yourself, Capricorns, what do I need to do? Because this back and forth motion with ever this happy, sad, fight, no fight, fight, no fight, fight, no fight happens is not a healthy way to go. And that's your mountain. That's your progress. Where are you going to move forward with it? And are you going to be gentle with it? Are you going to be gentle with yourself in how you're going to move forward and in a loving way? That's what the gardener is about. It's about a number 2, bringing your spirit and your mind and your soul together for yourself, not anybody else. Okay, this is being your gardener for your garden. Okay, how am I going to handle this? How am I going to take care of this? Because I cannot do this anymore. Okay, I don't know who that's for. So But this is not only a spiritual battle, but I do hear that somebody doesn't want to talk about somebody's belief in their spirit. Whether, you know, like if you're dating somebody who doesn't believe in Christianity and the other person is really Christian, that's going to be a problem. Because the thing is, if you don't want to hear about it, that means I can't talk about it at home. I can't pray at home. I can't, you know, say anything about God. Then you're going to be walking on eggshells. Okay, that's just a hypothetical. I don't know who that's for. But it is okay to be walking a journey on your own, but right now somebody's definitely walking on eggshells. And you cannot have it both ways. Sorry, you can't. Whatever it is you're fighting or doing, or somebody doesn't want to be open about, okay, then you have to say, okay, if you're not open, what's there more to discuss? Because you can't be on both sides of the fence. It doesn't work that way. As my mother used to say, shit or get off the pot. I'd like, Mom. She used to say the S word all the time. Okay. Clarification. We have the Emperor talking about wisdom, talking about knowledge, talking about paying attention to maybe somebody older, somebody who really has been there, done that. Looking at somebody that has succeeded. Thank you. Succeeded by going through, been there, done that. Not just been there, done that. It's like going to a marriage counselor who's somebody who's been through divorce 2 or 3 times. Big red flag. Okay. We have the 10 of Needles, which is swords again. We have definitely something new, something ending, and something beginning. So it is now, and that could be your mindset. That could be taking that mindset and starting something new. Okay. This is about being honest with yourself, being truthful with yourself. This is being transparent with yourself, not lying to yourself, and owning up to yourself. Again, if you do that and reverse the page, you will have major success. Okay, you will have major success. But right now, it's just like something's stuck. Something is just being stuck. Like things are not adding up. And that, again, is where your spiritual thing is. And you've got to be honest with yourself. You've got the Emperor. The Emperor is saying, pay attention to the wisdom. Pay attention to the absolute truth. Not your truth, not their truth, but the absolute truth. What walks in integrity, in morals, in values, and everything. And then you can actually move forward in that energy of higher vibration. You're moving in a higher self, in a higher presence, because you're now making decisions not from world, not from earth. You're making those decisions based from spirit, divine, angels, angelic realm, or however you want. That Jacob's ladder, those angels are going up and down like no tomorrow. When you ask in divine, how do I handle this? So you ask your neighbor, how would you do it? I'd leave him. I'd leave her. Yeah. Well, the thing is, that's not divine presence. That's just world talking. That's the devil card or the death card. Okay. All right. All right, Capricorns, that is your reading. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. If you would like more of a reading one-on-one, please go to my website and either sign up there. It's done by donations. You can look at that. There's prices on there, but you can just email me and say, hey, you know, can I get a half-hour reading? And we'll work something out. Okay, but it's usually done by donations. I put that up for there because people watch me all over the world. And not everybody watches my channel, but somebody wants a reading. All right. We're going to Aries next, guys. Divine said Aries. 2 cards. If you want those 2 cards again, please. I got these upside down. No. Please bring those out. And Divine, if there's anything that you want me to share with Aries, please let me know. All right. Gosh, I'm not even halfway through. Lots of messages coming through today. I'm trying to decipher what to say because there is so much coming through. It's unreal. Oh, Aries, you guys are up and down like no tomorrow. Oh, that's typical. This is typical Aries energies, guys. Oh my gosh. Okay, for your Aries, that you're coming in, our divine card is the beyond the original. You're not paying attention to what spirit has. That's right out front. Has for you, or is thinking, or wants where you to go. The mountain is that you're either going in a mountain, coming out of a mountain, or in a mountain. It's the number 6, about progression. It's also about learning something new. It's about growth. And then we have the gentle gardener, the number 2. It's about things coming together, but you need to do it mindfully and gently, and not just jump into it like Aries loves to do. Very spontaneous. Aries are very spontaneous. First card out is 3 of Pentacles. Second card in reverse is the 3 of Wands. We have the Star in reverse. Oh my gosh. We have the 10 of Wands in the center. We have the 4 of Cups. You guys are just so spontaneous. The Ace of Swords. And look at this. Your challenge card is the 7 of Cups. What does that mean? You've got something that you're trying to learn right now. Things are not really showing. They're not balanced. Because the reason why is you don't look to the future, the far future. Like if you're looking 5-10 years for somebody, again, this may resonate with you. It may not. It may be you, or you may be somebody around you with this Aries energy. But the thing is, you're not looking into the future. You're not planting a seed. You're just going with the flow. You're just whimming it. You're just like, man, I don't plan. I don't have a pot to pee in, and I don't have a dime in my pocket. And you're just relying and creating burden and stress for everybody around you, or this person is creating stress and burden. And it's just like you won't release it. You won't sit there and you don't think about it, or this person doesn't think about it. It's just like, what it is. They don't realize, this person doesn't realize that what you do affects not only you, but the people around you, or the people that are involved with you. They're not looking at the truth of things. Okay. And they just, which one do I do? Where do I go? It's almost like a gypsy. I shouldn't say gypsy in this day and age. I don't know how to say it anymore. But where you're traveling around from place to place to place, you're laying your head in everybody else's place, and you're thinking, oh, well, they got a place, they got room. Can I come and stay at your house? Yeah, go ahead. But you don't realize this may be affecting their family. It may be affecting them, because now you're interjecting your energies into their home, their life, that kind of a thing. I don't know who this is for, but Aries, sometimes your spontaneity sort of ruins things for the future, or sometimes it's like, oh yeah, I really like this girl, I really like this guy, I really want to ask him out, really, but you don't think about it, and then you go out with them for a few times, and they get to really like you, and you're like, yeah, not my type. Boom, gone. But you do this a lot. It's like a pattern. And so I don't know who this is for, but it's like you've got to sort of think about things. This is in reverse. So sort of got to think about things rather than just do them all the time. Okay. I don't know who that's for, but definitely there is burden being created around something that a Aries is doing, or an Aries is involved in doing, or speaking, because we got the wands in here a couple of times. It's almost like making those promises again and not following through with them. Okay. I don't know who that's for. Now, this could be with a job, because we got the pentacles, a learning process with the pentacles in the very beginning. So, and they could be jumping from job to job. This is another energy that could be jumping from job to job. They're not stable, because we have the number 5 and the number 10, but they're not acknowledging, because the number 3 keeps popping up. With 3 keeps popping up. Okay. And 7 and 8, this is about your rewards. What do you want in life? Where do you want to go in life? What do you want to do? What do you want to see? Where do you want to go? All right. So a couple of different energies, but definitely need to be planting the seed for your future. And future, yeah, you could say, okay, well, what do I want to do in the next month? What do I want to do in the next year? What do I want to do in the next 5 years? What do I want to do in the next 10 years? Who do I want to be with? Where do I want to go? This is that gentle gardener who literally has to fix the soil, till the soil, then put the seeds in the soil, make sure the soil has enough water, enough food, enough sunlight, enough everything to grow that. That's what that is for the future. This is from the new moon forward. Okay. But this right now is very unsettling energy. The moon, yeah, because you can't see it. Because you're not taking time to see it. You're not taking time to look at the details. Again, this may be you, this may be somebody you know, this may be somebody coming to you, and they're in Aries energy, and it's like, I just can't seem to get things right. Well, slow it down, look at things, maybe and pay attention to the details, that kind of a thing. Because whatever it is, you're missing the boat. Somebody's missing the boat because you're looking at too many things. Thank you. So he's like taking that focus and honing in on that one in the center, not everything else. That's that noise. That's that low vibrational energy. That's that part where it's like I see I'm a scuba diver, or I used to be. I don't anymore. I'm not too old to do it. It's just I don't have partners, and I'm not going to get into it anymore because you got to really find a good team of people. But I might go scuba diving on a vacation or something. Anyway, it's like going through, I see a kelp bed. So kelp is a very tall seaweed. And in order to get through a kelp bed, sometimes you have to take a knife out and cut your way through. It can be very dangerous. People have died in kelp beds. But the thing is, if you stay focused and you cut your path through that kelp, you're going to see on the outside this beautiful, I just see this beautiful blue ocean with the ground, and there's nothing in the way. It's like you're working through that mountain and you finally cut your way through, and then you open and you're like, this is where it is. This is my rewards, and this is amazing. That's what I'm seeing. But you can't see it yet. You got to cut through that kelp bed, or whatever you want to imagine. Cut yourself through a forest, cut yourself through whatever it is. And I'm not talking about physical cutting, guys. That's sad what people do to themselves. The Fool, a new energy, something fresh, new, bright, pure, whatever it is. Think of your future in that manner. That's that light energy, high vibrational energy. That's that energy that keeps moving you forward. And the High Priestess, again, more spiritual walk. It's your choice or not. She's basically saying it's your choice to move in a spiritual way, make your decisions in more your intuition, your guidance, your energies inside what they want. They already know what you want, but the human flesh fights them. All right. Aries. Whew. That's amazing. If you want more of your reading, Aries, or if you want to do a one-on-one, again, reach out to me through my email. We'll definitely do that. If you would please like, share, subscribe, I would love that as well. But yeah, so again, it's greatly appreciated in anything that you do, even comments. I love comments. Hey, Divine, who do you want me to do next? Okay, Pisces. All right, we are going to do Pisces. All right, I don't know what Pisces is out there that's supposed to hear this. However, we are doing Pisces. A lot of planets moving into Pisces and out of Pisces right now. Moving into Aquarius or moving into Aries. Not too much in Aries, but a lot of Pisces. So full moon for Pisces. Somebody's working hard. Definitely working hard. But do you see it? Thank you. So some people work really, really hard, but they don't see thank you. Repercussions or the rewards or anything of their hard work. Sometimes we make work harder than we really need to, or we are not paying attention to people that we really should. And in other words, you work your fingers to the bone, and then again, that's the working through the mountain. That's your fingers to the bone. Yes. If it's in your calling and your purpose, it's not really work. It just is fun and enjoyable. If you're not enjoying your work, then you might think twice. Maybe you're in the wrong profession. But it is also about moving you forward. That growth, that Seven of Pentacles is about moving you forward, Pisces. Definitely. It's about building a foundation. You're in the process of building a foundation right now. And the full moon is about reaping those rewards. Maybe you have spoke to somebody in the past on how to do things, how to make things happen, how to grow things. Definitely about speaking and learning. You could have even went on Google and learned how to do it. And this is your progress in moving forward, because now you're building a new foundation, which is creating a lot of things for you. In the middle of your reading, you got 2 sevens here. Be really, really mindful where you spend your energy, because things are going to be probably tempting you in the future to throw you off. This is that moon energy of going up and down. This is more towards your career and progress of what you want, what you desire in your future of your career. It looks like we also have the 9 of Pentacles. So you have the 7 and 9. So doing all the work, rewards of the work, understanding where the rewards of the work are. So this is what it is. Work could be something that you're trying to start. Maybe you want to start your own business. Maybe you want to start, an Etsy channel. Maybe you want to start, learning how to do something, and you've got to learn it. For me, I'm learning about this 2023. I want to learn about costuming, medieval costuming, and what I can make leather wise. That would be for me. I've got to go. And there's a gentleman who used to do, or he probably still does, actors, medieval costuming. And so I want to be able to learn how to do that. It's going to take me the work to get there, but the rewards for it are going to be really, really great. So definitely pay attention to what you want and desire. During this time, you really have to balance yourself, though, balance your energies, because you have 2 number 4s in numerology, and you're really trying to build a foundation, which is great. It's yes, go, but you have to be disciplined to know when to say no and not spread that energy all over the place. You need to say, and sometimes it means don't tell anybody what you're doing until it's done, because you want to be able to focus in on what it is that you want, where you want to go with it. And then when it becomes to start to become a fruition, then you go and share it, because now it's actually happening. The moon energy, fact, fiction, pipe dream, dream. Is your dream coming? You got goals and things that are happening, or is it a pipe dream? Is it something that you want to just say, I'm going to do it when I get older, or I'm going to do it when I'm going to do it? A lot of people say, well, when this happens, that becomes a pipe dream because you never act on it. Make that dream happen, set the goal, set the plan, set things in motion, and do the work, do the preliminary work before you do the work, because you've got rewards coming. However, don't become a workaholic in the interim. Still need your rest, you still need your food, you still need whatever it is. You're building a foundation right now, and you have to trust in divine. Definitely have to trust in divine, because your challenge is you're trying to listen to the world rather than what divine has for you, where you're supposed to go, what you're supposed to do. You got to listen to your intuition and what divine. If you hear a little voice, or you hear a pop thought, or something pops up in your mind, that's divine trying to give you signs saying, go with this, go with this. But if you're listening to, you can't do it, you don't have any money, you don't have any experience, you don't have this, doesn't mean you can't get it. If it's something divine wants you to do and learn, and he wants you to till that garden, plant the seed, get things going, begin to grow, he'll make it come real, real fast. All right, Pisces. So there is something coming for you. Definitely what it is building a foundation. All right, I don't know what that foundation is for you, but it does have to do with your, probably your future job, career, or bringing in extra money. Maybe it's a side gig. I mean, I have a side gig. My leather work is my side gig. It's going to be my full gig here not too long, but right now it's my side gig. All right. And maybe I'll just decide to keep it a side gig. I don't know. That I have to listen to divine. I don't listen to humans. I listen to what divine is. And getting older, I'm slowing down, All right. Yeah, this is definitely about something for your future with money. Okay, so we have the Knight of Presents, which is Pentacles. We have the Hangman, listening to spiritually what is happening, where it's guiding you, where the high vibrations. We have the 8 of Candles, and the candles are the wands. Paying attention, listening, communicating what you need, what you want. Be transparent. If you don't know something, say you don't know it. Say if you need to learn something, say you need to learn it. This could be on your job. If you want to be a boss or a manager or whatever, you have to go ask. You have to say, I don't know. Can you teach me? How do I learn? Those kind of things. This is, again, something that you have to really do for your spirit and for yourself in the future and in your future jobs. All right. Woo, Pisces. Your mountain is not believing and trusting in humans so much, but trusting and believing where divine has you. How are you going to do that? The moon is telling you, let your pride get out of the way. Again, this is the moon in Leo. This is a card I picked. It fell. I can't make this stuff up. All right. Thank you. So divine wants me to move to Sagittarius next. We're going to Sagittarius. Again, they're not in any order. They are basically how he wants me to do them. If somebody's listening, this is the time that they need to listen. Excuse me. Ugh. So don't forget to like, share, subscribe. I think my system is not working correctly. Hopefully everything is, usually people come on and say hello. The chat is not working. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on. So hopefully the system is, so when I get this off, I haven't wasted 2 hours of time. All right, Sagittarius. This is for Sagittarius. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe. This is your reading for the full moon until the new moon. We have the, for those that are just climbing in, looking in, we have the moon card. Don't let pride get in your way. It's a full moon in Leo, which this card fell. I didn't pick it, and it is the full moon in Leo. We have the Divine's card is beyond the ordinary, which means spiritually or supernatural, paranormal, whatever you want to believe it. It's the number 9. Mountain is number 6. The mountain being that, and it's also a progression through some mountain, or you're going into a mountain, coming out of a mountain. It's the process of going through that. The number 2 is your future card from the full moon to the new moon. This is your future moving on. Your number 6 mountain is right now. And this is about how you cultivate and move in the future. Either you're gonna, if you're into the garden, you're either gonna kill your plants and separate everything, or you're going to grow things. Okay, so Sagittarius, you got some changes coming. What's going on with you guys? All right, you've got some changes coming. These are good though. I mean, a lot of people think that changes are bad. Changes are actually good. That shows growth. So a lot of people are like, well, you can either fight growth or you can move and flow with the growth. That's up to you and how you handle it. Oh, lovely. All right, Sagittarius. Who's got the low vibrational energy in here? There's a lot of low vibration going on right here, but got to understand with this full moon, the vibrations are going positive, negatives. The ions are just positive, negative, negative, positive. Blah, 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 blah. All right. Okay. So you have the Tower, then you have the number 4. Let me check this here. Oh, not so much in double numbers for you guys. So we have the 4 of Swords. I'll show you the Tower. We have the 4 of Swords. We got a little bit of pain going on. We have the 3 of Swords. A little bit of sword action here. Walking in the truth, basically. Center of yours is the 5 of Pentacles. This is about something possibly changing from unstable to stable, something from the past leaving, something new in the beginning. In the process, the King of Swords is being honest and truthful, absolutely truthful. Transparent about what it is that you want, and that's how your victory comes in the future with your 5 of Wands. And there is success, there is victory in that, because somebody will pay attention to their intuition, but right now they're not. This is your challenge card. They don't want to pay attention to their intuition. They want to believe in the fantasy rather than the fact. Okay, they want to believe in the illusion. They want to believe that this manipulation, I keep seeing the Magician card, the manipulation is happening, but they want to believe in it rather than, it's not. It's sort of like there's this gentleman that I met, and I was really attracted to him. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm not in his league. He's so handsome and everything. And you start to believe that you're not qualified to be with that person. I don't know who this is for, but you're not qualified to be with that person because they are. I mean, it would be like you, I don't know, dating The Rock or something that in that nature. You know, it's like, oh wow, I could never be touched. I could never make, you know, get to that. And then you realize that that person has as much or more problems and issues than you do. So paying attention to that intuition, what looks good on the outside is not always what's on the inside. So that's what that intuition is. Pay attention to your intuition, guys, because in your past, from the center card forward, there has been a lot of transition. There has been a lot of change. A lot of it has to do with somebody's choices and decisions. Okay, I can relate. I used to make the worst choices and decisions, but because I didn't realize how twisted my mindset was from the sexual abuse, because I thought that was okay and real, when all reality, it was really twisted because I was doing things that would be more destructive in my life rather than more constructive in my life. All right. So don't be afraid to step out of the box, pay attention to what it is that you need, because if you are so fearful and so worried, this is where pride comes in, and that is your mountain, because you're so worried about what's happening on earth, Sagittarians, rather than paying attention to what's really, really important. If you ask somebody on their deathbed what, you know, what do they regret, they regret a lot of things that they didn't do because they would have made the decisions themselves to do it rather than listening to what everybody else is saying or doing or telling them what to say or do. Just remember that. And I don't know who that's for, but that's the intuition. That's the journey that you really need to pay attention to. It's coming and you will succeed because the horse is facing the intuition. So if you listen to that inner guide, you have all the answers, that you have everything that you need. That's the part that divine is saying, you can't see a spirit, you can't see me, but I am the energy around you, that high, it sounds weird, but it's a negative ion because the negative ions actually work positive. So it actually is the highest vibration that is trying to give you this information. Your soul and your spirit, and then Holy Spirit or divine, is different. Your spirit and your soul work together. However, your soul is you, this earthbound, what we've been learned and taught. But then we also have spirit, which our spirit, which is the right, the wrong, the high integrity, the morals. And this internal battle that we got going on is what divine is trying to sort of stop and say, if you just listen to me, it'll be really easier, because it's absolute truth and your life is going to go a lot smoother. Yes, there will be little hills, but there won't be mountains. Okay. I don't know who that's for, but somebody also too lives in the pain rather than looking to the future. So you're keeping that pain with you, you're keeping it in your back pocket, you're being the victim, you're being, well, you know, this is what happened to me in the past, this is why things aren't moving forward. No, you're holding yourself back from moving forward. All right. I don't know who that's for. Sagittarians, what message do you have for Sagittarians, please? May somebody come through. Too many cards. These are new cards, so they don't like to separate very easily. Again, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Also, if you want a one-on-one reading, I do them with donations. Just had a couple of them this last week. All right, what do you have for me for Sagittarians, please? Get some clarification. Okay, so this definitely has to do with something of truth. Somebody's just definitely not being honest. We have the the Six of Presents, which is Pentacles cards. We have death, another separation. Death is a separation of something ending, something beginning, or it's time for it to just finish. Okay. We have that. And then we also have the 10 of Needles, which is again about swords, honesty, truth, whatever's moving forward. And then we have the 6 of Potions, which is of your cups, which is what you desire, what you want. Okay. Definitely have to look at putting something to rest, which is stop listening to everybody and just, you're like, well, do we stop listening to you? Yeah, because you really need to be listening to divine. He's the source. These things are the resource. Paper is a resource. It is not your answers. It is not, tarot is not where you get your answers from, but it is the message that he is using me as the conduit, something that you need to be listening, hearing, whatever. This may resonate with you. It may resonate with somebody you're like, oh, that sounds like that's what the message is. I don't know how to get through to that. It's just a very different, just very, very different. I don't know how to explain that on an earthly basis. All right. Ooh, this all twist. So definitely want to be looking at what is it that you need to either separate or move on from, because you have to be honest with yourself and transparent with yourself, because it's time to do it. Okay, because that's the love of yourself. Okay, that's the love of knowing yourself and what you want, where you want to desire and to move on from. Okay. So if it's a person or not, is there anything else divine you want to share with Sagittarians? Yeah, there is. What did I just say? Death card, separation. Something needs to move on, something needs to end. When you do decide, when you do make that decision, not only are you going to have more balance in your life, things are going to change, things are going to be better, you're going to have a release, you're going to be able to cultivate in the future things moving more gently. Again, you're going to be tilling that soil and planting the seed, and you're going to be lifting yourself up because you're doing it for yourself, not anybody else. I don't know who that's for. Wow, thank you. Yeah, you're going to get what you desire. He's just waiting for you to make a decision and how you're going to go about doing it. Okay, because this is your burden. It's no, the 10 of Wands is normally a burden, but the thing about Needles is it's about releasing the burden. Is walking in truth is also going to release a lot of burden. Okay, it's an ending, it's a new beginning. All right. All right, that's Sagittarius. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe on my channel, or you can go, if you like to learn about leather work, please go to my other channel, The Leather Lady LLC, on YouTube, or my website, and look there. All right, and you'll be able to see all that kind of stuff. And I will be probably starting to teach towards the mid or end of the year. I'm not quite sure yet. Depends on what Divine wants me to do. All right. That. All right, he wants Scorpio. Scorpio, what do we do in Scorpio? I don't know what's going on there. Scorpio. I got to take a deep breath. This, I don't know, but you guys know that when I do this, by the end of the day, I'm toast. I'm mentally toast because it really wipes me out, and then I'm wiped out for a couple of days. So I have to recoup my energy levels because it's a lot to what do you call that? Go back and forth between the other world and here. Actually, dimensions. I see a lot of dimensions. Or put it that way, I believe that's what I see is all those dimensions. There's several layers of. All right, here we go. Scorpios. What do you got for Scorpios, Divine? What do you have for Scorpios? Again, we're for Scorpios. If you're just tuning in, the card for the Moonology is don't let your pride get in the way. It is also the full moon in Leo, which I was shocked it pulled up, but it is right. And then we have Beyond the Ordinary, which is your spiritual. It's the number 9, and that means to pay attention to things that you cannot see, divine, universe, whatever you believe in. Number 6 is the Mountain. It's a progression, how you get through your mountains or what's going on. That's your current energy. Your future energy is the 2 of it's 2, but it's the Gentle Gardener. All right. So what does that mean? It's what you're cultivating for the future. Okay, and how you're cultivating it. So when you look at things, if you look at these three cards together, you want to be cultivating it through spirit, not through earth. Because whatever you have going on earth is going to be gone, you know, with this vehicle that we have. It's what you're cultivating needs to be more spiritual, more things that you can take with you, more emotionally. Thank you for that. Things that of love and light, memories. Yes, you can take your memories on with you, which it really surprises me because I have testimony and witness from the other side that they do have their memories. So at what point do we lose them? I don't know. You know, I'm sure that that's going to be shown once we go into the other side. All right. Scorpios, let's see what we have for you, my lovely Scorpios. You have a new beginning, a new ending, or something. It's going to be your decision to make that. It's going to, again, we're going to have to look at spirituality. We're going to have to look at, you know, are you making it based on decisions of earth or decisions of divine? Which way are you going to go? Because you have the world. Or excuse me, the Wheel of Fortune. But it's in reverse. Thank you. It's not upright. Okay, thank you. So it is in reverse. So you have a lot of opportunities. I don't think that you're seeing them. You're basing them on the past. You're basing them on where you want to go, but it's like you're holding your own self back. So we want the Wheel of Fortune in the upright, because when it is in the upright, then we can see things a little bit more clearly. Why aren't you seeing them? Because you're not paying attention to what you're calling and what your purpose is. Now, this could be with a person. This could be for a job. This could be something you desire, something, I don't know what that is for you. However, I want to say it's probably something to do that you're letting your feelings control you rather than you controlling your feelings. And it has to do with something of the past, because of what I'm seeing this whole spread. I'm going to give you a couple of scenarios, Scorpio, because I got two different energies coming in. Okay, so somebody has, and this is not going to be for everybody. Maybe you know somebody, or maybe this is you. But it does look like somebody's going to have to make a decision. They haven't made a decision, and you feel like you've probably been a little bit betrayed or tricked into it, or of that nature. But somebody is apparently pregnant, or needing to, or is either pregnant or has gotten pregnant or is being tricked into getting pregnant. And that there is a decision that somebody has to make. That is a very personal and deep decision. That is something that, but somebody, I want to say, because the Seven of Swords is facing the Empress, and the Empress is about nurturing and love or whatever. I thank you. Just a minute. So the first thing is that with the pregnancy, then that person feels like they were tricked, they were betrayed. This was and hypothetically, is that, say you forgot to take your birth control pills on purpose because you wanted to get pregnant, but the other person didn't, sort of in that nature. So that would be sort of that betrayal. So now there's a decision to be made, and that decision has not been made. The other, excuse me, energy that I was coming through is that the Empress is very nurturing and very loving. This energy is that somebody has given their all, whether they be feminine or male or masculine, it doesn't matter. But that person gave their all in a loving, compassionate, and then they felt like they were betrayed. That maybe, I don't know, I just do have a hypothetical. Somebody was cheated on, they went to somebody else, or maybe somebody left and went to somebody else. It doesn't have to be cheating, but it's just sort of that energy where they feel betrayed. Maybe they feel used. But the other person gave 200% and really, really, truly cared about that person. And I want to say that that has sort of happened because this person is this person. It's like they've gone through the trials, the tribulations. It'd be, oh, thank you. So he's giving me another scenario. Somebody's gone through spending all their money on another person so that they could better their life, whether it be school or whatever it is. They bettered their life, and now that person is left in the cold, and either they take on or they don't care. Like, well, you gave me the money. No, it was a loan to better your life so that you could do that. And then all you turn around and say, no, it's a gift. Sort of that feeling there. So somebody is really having a hard time letting go of this situation. That's why it's a hard decision, because somebody does really love that person or care for that person. This is your mountain, the mountain of letting go, Scorpio. You've got to learn to let go, trusting God that things are going to get better. If that person is meant to be in your life, it will come back. If it doesn't, if he does or she does not come back, then they weren't meant to be. But definitely, you are not moving forward because the future, you keep facing you keep facing the past. You got to turn around and look at the future. If you, this is for the long run. This is, again, once you get through this mountain and you say, no, I'm going to love myself and care for myself, Scorpios, as much as I deserve it. I need to move on. I need to be happy. I need to do whatever. And if it's the child, it's, I need to make this decision for me to understand, because I'm the one that's going to be involved with the child all its life. And yes, the other people are involved. However, it's your body, it's your position, it's your future. And I will tell you from experience, it's very, very hard experience. It's a very, very hard decision. I'm glad I have my daughter, because it made me stronger, because Spirit was saying, if you do not have this child, I'm going to bring it back to you again, because I need you to be stronger. And with this child, you will grow strong. And I did. And my life transformed and changed. Okay. That's just my story. Because this definitely is about your future. Okay. The Queen of Pentacles is about things and that's your challenge card, is that you're worried about the money. You're worried about everything that's happening now. Divine will take care of you. I will tell you, if you believe and have faith in Divine, he will take care of you. If you give yourself to him and say, I need your help. I don't need earthly help. I need your help. He will put the money there. I don't know how many times I would call on him and I'd say, I need, one time it was $3,000. There's no way. And at the very last moment of that day, by 5 o'clock, $3,000 came through. So he will take care of you. Okay, if that's your situation. Okay, anybody's situation, he will take care of you. This is about building a new foundation. This is about letting go of an old foundation and growing a new foundation. And definitely the number 3 and 2 are coming together to make it a very positive foundation. All right, Divine, is there anything else that you would like me to share with Scorpios? Again, if you would like to go deeper into your sign, and I do one-on-ones, and you can do it by donation. And as I grow, if I get enough subscribers, maybe I'll do Patreon. I don't know. This isn't for me to grow monetarily. This is something I do out of love from Divine, to be the conduit to reach other people. All right. Are these upside down? Yes. Sorry. 10 of Cups. He's trying to give you everything you want and desire. And he's telling you that he will. He'll give you whatever you want and desire. You just need to ask and have faith and trust in him. When you worry, this is a little bit of worry. We think to the past, we go to the past and everything. When we begin to worry about things, then we don't have faith. We don't. It's the opposite. Faith versus worry. Positive or negative. Okay. Constructive, destructive. Because when we worry, we add stress. What do we add stress? We add stress to our body. We add stress to everything else. So it's not healthy when we worry. Stress. And I fall sometimes. It's like, yeah, stressed out. It's because I'm doing too much. And I know better. I need to slow down and stop. I know better. All right. So clarification, 10 of Potions, which is the 10 of Cups. 2 of Cups, again, something coming together in love and light. 2 of Cups is all about those two together, because we do have a 2 in the future. And when you make a decision, this is, again, King of Cups. This is a lot about your desires, what you want. And go for it. Oh, don't be afraid of it. This too shall pass. This too shall pass, whatever it is that you're going through. So when you make a decision, it's going to be a really, really good thing. Just know that until the 14th, when you hit Valentine's Day, yes, it's going to be a little rocky. But when you set your standards, boundaries, whatever you want, when you're letting go of that negative energy, those low vibrational energies, then things will come to fruition, because you're looking for your future. And this isn't your your immediate future. This card is for your future. This is about 5-10 years where you want to be down the road, whether it be with your job, a lover, um, whatever it is, with your hobbies, travel, whatever it is, where you want to be down the road, and who do you want to be with, and what do you want to be doing. Envision it. Envision it. Successful people have visions, and they envision it, and they go and they set their goals and go and go and go, and then in the very end they reach. Okay. All right. So that is for you Scorpios. And we are going to go to Libras next. I just heard Libra. Okay. All right. Who's screaming on the other? Libra. Okay. I don't even know how many I've done. 9. 3 more. All right, Libras. So for Libras, if you are just tuning in on Libras, we are doing Libras, and this is the full moon to the new moon reading. This is a general reading, so it may resonate with you, it may not. But the moon card, which we do pick, which is the universe's energies, I don't pick them. You know, I shuffle and one falls out. I can't make it up. So it is the full moon in Leo. It is don't let pride get in your way. The Divine's card is in reverse, to beyond the ordinary, which means in reverse people are not paying attention. They're just paying attention to more worldly things, not the things that we can see, because it is the number 9. So it's a paying attention to things that you cannot see in the guides that are trying to guide you. Number 6 is the mountain. Sorry, I shouldn't have did it so fast. The mountain that you're in right now, that's current energy. Your future energy is the 2, which is also the gentle gardener. 2 being that things are coming together, things are going to be happening together, and making sure that as the gardener gardens, he does it gently. He doesn't rip up the plants or, you know, start tilling really hard. But he's weeding gently, he's feeding, he's watering gently. He's not pouring water onto the plant and making it flat out and go dead. He's just being like spraying something really gentle on the top. That is you being gentle with you. You know, what are you doing in your life that you're moving forward in a gentle manner, not a negative manner? All right. So Libras. All right, so we have the 6 of Wands first out. There's a lot of 2s coming through, a lot of 6s, and a lot of 5s. So I would not be surprised. These are the numerology numbers that are coming through that want to send their signal. It came across signal, but it's math. All right, so we have the 6 of Wands, 7 of Wands. Oh, 2 of Wands has popped up 3 times already. And in the center is the 4 of Pentacles. Okay, what are you guys hanging on to? We have the again in reverse. We have the Wheel of Fortune. Sorry, I'm getting dry mouth, so I'm really trying to hang on here. We have the King of Pentacles, and we have the 3 of Pentacles. Now, what does this all say? Okay. So it's starting out with a victory. Again, if you watched the first part, please, if you haven't watched the first part, go watch at least the first of the full moon, because it's a roller coaster. From the 1st to the 20th, it's going to be a roller coaster. This is a time where it's going to be up and down. It's going to be irritable. It's going to be agitating. Then it's going to be quiet. You get a breather, and then it's going to start again. It's even on Valentine's Day, it's just sort of an up and down month, and it's how you decide your mindset to go with it. You're either going to go with the flow or you're going to fight it. Again, that's that pride. That's the human side saying, no, I'm right, you're wrong, and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, it's all about me. It's about Leo energy. But in Leo energy, in the full moon, and your thing is not just about you. You have to look outside the box and say, okay, what's their perspective? How can I understand them better? The wisdom, how can I make myself better? How can I be understood? Because your challenge card at the very end is the Three of Pentacles. What is that about? It's about learning process. That's your challenge, that you can be stubborn and prideful and not learn and be stuck, or you can say, you know what? There's victory in this because I'm going to let go of my pride and I'm going to move forward and I'm going to think outside the box. I'm going to think of somebody else in their perspective and how they're working and everything in that nature before I move on, or before I say something, or before I, act on something or whatever. It's sort of like I'm seeing a road rage. I'm seeing a road rage driver just, and the other guy is just driving slow. I mean, he's passing around him and he's driving slow and he's just like, he's not even really sort of there. And that driver going around him in this big truck is, because he's driving slower, he's not driving the speed limit. What is wrong with that? He doesn't even know what's happened. This person had somebody die and they're love them very much, and so they're sort of in zombie mode driving, and that guy is just irritated because he wasn't going the speed limit. So it's like, you don't know that person's perspective, what's going on, what's happening to them, or anything of that nature. That's that Leo energy. Stop being with inside yourself sometimes and stepping outside the box and saying, what is happening with that other person? Maybe they acted that way, reacted that way, because we know if people are nasty, it's not about what's at the surface, it's what's deep down. That it's that iceberg, okay, above water. You're just seeing the tip of the iceberg. I don't know who that's for. Okay, so that's sort of going on here. There's like this victory. Again, who is this? This similar. We're talking about wands, which is a lot about communication. We've got the six about how you got your victory, how you came about to get your victory, how you're having to stand up for everything that you're doing and saying and all that kind of stuff. This is about looking at your future and how you, oh, thank you. So he's saying you didn't do it by yourself. I was there with you. I was there helping you. I was the one that put that person there for you. I was the one that moved that for you. I don't know what he's talking about. But this is the thing, is that he's saying, you are not there by yourself doing this. So taking the full reward for it by yourself is not accurate. However, I'll let you have it. But I want you to understand this. I don't know who that's for. Because this too, this standing up for everything, yes, this is the energy between the first and the fourth, where you do need to stand up for what it is that you're doing and stay strong. This is that pre-full moon energy, but you also need to understand you don't want to overdo it. And once you get to a certain spot or a milestone or a goal or whatever it is, you need to acknowledge it. And then you need to release it and let it go, because you're building a foundation. The number 4 is about foundations. You got the number 6. It's about progress. It's about 7 rewards. It's about moving forward and standing up in what you believe in. And now you have to let go of that and begin to move on, because you're going to have other decisions to make. And those decisions can't be made if you stay in the mountain. Okay, it's if you stay in the mountain, which is a worldly thinking process. It's like, okay, so how do I do that? You reach out to people that have wisdom about it, whatever it is. If this is something to do with money, or to do with a career, a goal, or whatever it is, maybe you have a hobby or whatever it is that you want to do, you reach out and you ask. I had somebody ask me, their daughter is getting into t-shirt making and a business, and she did something, I can't even remember what it was, and I said, "Ooh, she doesn't want to do that because she won't get seen." Something to do with her SEO, and she won't get seen. So you just reach out. It might be just one little question. It doesn't have to be a big thing, but once you help somebody other, then the universe begins, and divine begins, and angels and whatever you believe in begins to have that energy open up so you can help you. This is something that you need. This is something that you need to learn to do. It's when you get a milestone, you acknowledge it, you're like, woohoo, then you put it to rest, and then you go to the next. And then when you hit that next milestone, which is your little mountains, then you go ahead and you acknowledge it, you move on, you get to the rest. Or you're going to just be stuck in one spot. All right. I don't know what that is or who that is. It could be a relationship too. It could be, you know, you maybe had a fight and you stood up for what you believe in and you listened to their perspective and you got what they believe in, and then you're like, woohoo, we've now are onto another what do you call it, you're happy, you're in a honeymoon phase, you know, kissy kissy makeup, that kind of a thing, and then you go to the next thing. But if you leave the elephant in the room all the time and you keep going back to the elephant, hanging on to the elephant, and you go back to that fight over and over again. Do you remember when you did this? Do you remember when you said this? I thought we talked about that and we weren't going to talk about it anymore. I thought we finished that. That happens in a lot of relationships. One wants to keep bringing up the past. The other one just wants to get the elephant out of the room and never let it back in the room because it's done. It's done. That past energy is done. You cannot do anything with that past energy. You want to hang on to it, it's detrimental, and you're not listening to divine. You're not listening and going beyond. That's that pride that is just, I gotta be right. I gotta be right. I gotta bring it up. You don't have to fight. There's no need to fight. There really is no need to fight. It's all perspective. And for those of you that want to learn about that, you can go on my YouTube channel, Get Balance 2020, or it might even be on Divine Warrior Intuitive, about transforming your mindset. Definitely, that's my other YouTube channel. I don't really do anything on there anymore. I stay here. However, I've been transferring my videos to help grow you spiritually and in balance to this channel here, because I'm a transformational coach. And what people are like, what do you mean transformational? It means I'm transferring from a worldly mindset to a spiritual mindset, because you'll not ever really live in, you'll have your struggles, but you'll be really peaceful through them. You won't have to worry about them so much. You don't have to even worry about them. It's just letting them go, because once you worry, then you have no faith. Okay. So we have the 10 of Candles. This is a clarification. Okay, the 10 of Candles is your wands. You got to do the talk. You got to do the talk. We've got the 2 of Pentacles. You know, you can't be wishy-washy. You got to know what you want. You got to know where you're going to go. And then you've also got the Queen of Needles, which is Swords. And she's facing this. What do you want? What do you desire? What is it that you need? You've really got to get a handle on. And maybe this is self-talk. Maybe this is talking with somebody who is very wise, because you've got a very masculine energy, which means that there is somebody present that can help you. It's you've got to have the ability to go and ask them to get over the fear. Because in your center of your card, you got to let go of things. Somebody's just not letting go. The Wheel of Fortune is not going to go upright where it needs to be until you start doing that. You start moving forward in that energy. All right. All right, Libras. That is your reading. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe. If you want another extension of this one-on-one, please go down below, my information down below, and contact me there. And then we can actually get you a one-on-one reading, and it's just by donations. All right, so let's move on. All right, so we have Virgos, Taurus, Libras, Aries, Pisces, Sagittarius, Scorpio, and Libra. Fine, who do you want me to do next? My brain is dead, so who does he want? I don't think he wants me to stop right now. Maybe he does. But I haven't done them all. Who do you want me to do? Aquarius. Okay. So we'll go do Aquarius. We will go do Aquarius. And this will be my last one. Unfortunately, not only because of that, but my time restraint. I went longer than I will. So if I've missed your reading at all, please just go ahead and shoot me an email. I can go ahead and do a one-on-one with you if you like, or I can come back and do that. But because of time and time restraints, I've got an appointment this afternoon, unfortunately. So, Aquarius, here we go. What is it Divines want me to share with Aquarius? Strength. What is strength? Okay, so Aquarius, so if you're just tuning in, so we have the moon card, which is don't let pride get in your way. That is the full moon in Leo. Those, I did not pick that card. It shuffled out. We have beyond the ordinary, which is, you know, looking upon the ordinary, which means the supernatural or paranormal. It's also the number 9. Needs to stay in the forefront. You need to be putting that first. We have the number 6 of on the mountain, which is your current energy. What are you going through? What is it that you're trying to get through, or what is it possibly you're going to be getting into as far as the mountain? And then we have the new 2, the gentle gardener is your future, which is about bringing things together. It is going to take strength, whatever it is that you're going through. Strength may be just getting out of the way of yourself, pride. That is self. We're in Leo, so that has to do with looking at self, but also stepping out and looking outside yourself. Okay, definitely want to do that. Okay, let's see what we have for Aquarius. Page of Pentacles, the Emperor, 2 of Swords, Death. We have the 8 of Cups, the oh my gosh, Hangman, and the 9 of Pentacles. A lot of pentacles here. But we also have a separation. So does that mean that maybe somebody's separating from work? It could also mean that, oh, maybe somebody's got an idea that they're going to separate that from their mindset and actually make it happen. Instead of being a pipe dream, now they're working on the goals of that. So the Page, the Emperor, the 2 of Swords, Death, 8 of Cups, yeah, what's his name? I can't even think anymore. This is my last one, you guys. I can't do anymore. I'm brain dead. Hangman. Okay. And then we have also 2, you got to be looking at that. Number 1, because that's the 9. 9, you're going to look at that number 1. That is something in the forefront. Pay attention to it. It's high intensity. It has high energy. Pay attention to that. Same with the number 10, but we don't have any 10s here. So we do have the number 4, creating a foundation with the Emperor of Wisdom, making the decision to be smart about something, to bring something together. I don't know what that is for you. That definitely is going to take some sacrifice and some separation. A lot of it, you know, again, here's pride. There's something that maybe you're fearful that has happened in the past that you weren't really happy about, or something that you did. That might be forgiveness, because that's coming towards the end of the month. A lot of forgiveness, but towards the 13th, 12th, 13th, 14th, we do have an time where we do need to look at self. We need to look and forgive and do our own homework. That might be towards that, because this is your center of your reading, is separating, thank you, old self from new self. We have making a decision not to do something again and sticking to it. Because that is something around the 11th where you need to stand your ground, stay strong, and say, hey, I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm not going to do it. And if you go back and you slip, that's your physical body, that's your flesh wanting to do it. Just get back on the horse and do it again, because you have death, you have the 8 of Cups, which is going to hold you back, and then you have the Hangman, which is extremely spiritual in the walk. There's every single reading has had a spiritual card in it besides the Divine's card. So this is definitely a spiritual walk versus a worldly walk, in which way you move forward and how you want to do it. But right now it is saying separating the old way of thinking, the old way that you used to do things, to the new way of doing things. And the thing is about your challenge card, the 9 of Pentacles, that's about rewards. That's about something you can now see that you've worked hard towards. This is self-work. So this is whatever you're going through is a lot of self work, a lot of Leo energy. It's basically saying more self-centered and looking outwards. Okay, looking out at the other energies. Definitely want to pay attention to that. This is self work time, is what I'm hearing. So taking that wisdom and letting go of what the world is telling you to do to move forward in a spiritual way. That means listening to yourself. What do I want? What do I desire? What is my calling? What is my purpose? Where do I want to go? Because it has a lot to do with your future. Okay, this is definitely about your future, and what you want to do. What do I want to do in the next 5 years, 10 years? What do I want to do in the next year? Where and how am I going to go about doing it? Because the energies of the moon are all about fantasy versus fiction. Again, we're back in that same cycle. What is illusional and what is fact? What is it that you want to do? Where do you want to go? And how do you want to get there? Get through that mountain. So you might be just getting ready to go into that mountain. How am I going to do this? You know, what am I going to do? How am I going to go through this? This could be a relationship. Is how are we going to stop fighting? How are we going to be able to get through this mountain? How are we going to trust each other? How are we going to blah, 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 whatever that is for you. And the only way that you can do that is listen to your inner guts, listen to your intuition, listen to what divine is trying to tell you, be absolutely honest, transparent with each other, and then you're going to get somewhere. And that hard work that you do will reap the rewards. I do want to say, if it is a relationship, somebody is ashamed about something that had happened to them or they did or whatever, because you've got the number 2, you've got the death card, and then you've got the 8 of cups. So it's like something is just sort of it's like something hanging. I can see a stage, and then you have the curtain, but you can't see what's backstage. It's still there, but you can't see it. However, there's no opening for the state, for that curtain, for that person to come. They can't even go around it. So there's fear here that is allowing that to happen. And that decision to share with somebody, to be transparent with somebody, is a really, really hard decision. But you cannot sit on the fence and do it. If you're a couple, you should be able to be transparent, say anything and everything, share anything and everything. Otherwise, it just creates a separation. It's not a unity, because you got the number 2 here twice, right? You got the number 2, and what does that mean? That means there's a unity. Now, is that unity here or is it here? Okay, so is it dividing it or is it bringing it together? So this is for the future. It's supposed to bring it together. But this little bugger wants to divide because it's destructive. It is harmful. So if you start listening to your friends, don't listen to your friends. I had a girlfriend do that. I said, you know what? You're listening to everybody else. What is God telling you? What is divine telling you? What is your spirit telling you? And she says, I want to be with him. And he was just medically ill. And so she stayed with him, and they're best friends. They're lovers, they're best friends, they're partners in life, their husbands, their wives, their mothers, dads, and all that kind of stuff. So don't listen to people. Listen to what divine is telling you. But if it is destructive, that's not divine. He will let you go through your struggles, but he will not let you stay in them, because everything, this too shall pass. Are these upside down? Did this to me earlier. So we have the Nine of Needles. I love these little guys. 9 of Needles, 8 of Presents, and 8 of Needles. This again is about your forward movement, your progression, your rewards in how and what you do, the hard work, the homework, and everything. So that's where this is all moving to, is your future, planning it, what you want to do with it, where you want to go. So the 9 of Needles is the swords, being honest with yourself about what you want for your future. Who do you want to be with? How much money do you want? Where do you want to go? How are you going to go about doing it? Because you have the 8 of Needles, which is swords. So making it happen. You see that what she's doing there is she's making it happen. What she wants is she has to work at it. She has to put everything back together. She has to make sure that everything is there. She had to have a needle. She had to have a thread. She had to go through the work to do it. And that's what that is. This is your challenge card. Make it happen. Don't just sit on it. Make it happen. All right. Aquarius, that is your reading. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope my voice is still there. I hope the video actually kept going. I've had technical problems. And if you want to watch my leather channel, go to the Leather Lady LLC and learn things about saddles and leather craft and all that kind of stuff. Otherwise, I will see you on the new moon. Have fun with moon. Be kind to yourself, because this full moon is definitely an up and down moon. And just know that this too shall pass. All right. Don't forget to walk in absolute truth and love. Take care now.